All right, let me just pull up the video. I'll pull up the video when we go live, and I'll go ahead and keep that.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Hey, everybody. YouTubers Core is back, but only 3 members. We are the Spidey trio. We're probably one of the most devoted to the character out of the rest of the members. No disrespect to the other members, but when it comes to Spidey, as you can all see, we all are rocking some kind of
Yep.
memorabilia of his.
I've got.
Yeah, I just recently got this shirt. This is his new insignia. Uh,
Yeah.
it actually glows in the dark like his new insignia does.
That's pretty
Um,
good.
his and pretty much we're here to once again. This is a Spider-Man oriented theme, guys. We are talking everything. We're going to talk about Zendaya. We're going to talk about the rumored casting of Mary Jane. We're going to talk about who we feel could play JJ now that Mr. Simmons has gone over on the other side of the tracks. We're going to talk about, of course, that big elephant in the room, that trailer.
Under
Which,
rooms?
yeah,
Oh my god, love that.
and we're definitely going to talk about that. Of course, everybody's going to get a chance to speak their mind when it comes to that. And actually, matter of fact, guys, we're going to go right into that right now. And first of all, I think we all can say that trailer was great. Um,
It was
I made a
amazing.
promise. Can you turn that down a little bit? Sorry. My brother's playing Mortal Kombat, so uh, wanted to get this out of the way because I made a promise that, guys, I would not watch a trailer if he was going to be in it. And I was at a training session yesterday, and my phone just started buzzing with him on it. And I'm just like, should I? Should I? And then I just like, I'm going to have to break my promise for him. And I broke it for him, and I wanted to see exactly what it is. And I love the trailer. They shined a lot on T'Challa more. That was
Oh
great.
yeah, that was
Um,
so cool.
Yeah.
he was chasing down Bucky on a motorcycle. Caught him too. I was like, yeah, that was great.
That scene right there was like pretty much, guys, what's going to happen when me and Jay go to war with each other,
Yeah,
next.
pretty much.
We saw a lot of stuff in terms of more of the dynamics of the feud that's going on with Steve and Tony. We actually saw who threw the first punch, actually, too.
Yep. That was a sucker punch, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
sucker
oh,
punch.
oh, I thought he got bitch slapped, actually. It looked like he just like, bitch, like across the room.
And
Um,
but then, of
Tony
course,
that.
the biggest thing at the end was seeing you know who at the end.
oh my
And that is
god.
where we're going to start talking about right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you have questions, yeah, there will be a Q&A at the end, but
Yep, I've got the comments open right here, guys. So as soon as those come up, I'll let you guys know.
all right. So first of all, let's talk about that. Kyle, you started off. We'll start with you, brother. What did you think of his entrance? And talk about how did you look? How did the costume look to you? Everything. Floor
Okay.
is yours.
So when I watched the trailer, I didn't know he was going to be in it. I just saw Marvel say they had that like really cool like I guess a GIF on Facebook for like Team Cap and Team Tony, where it was like world premiere trailer tomorrow, and I didn't want to watch another one, but I just wanted to, and I didn't know he was going to show up at the end of the trailer. I thought that was it, and I see him at the end, and I've never done this with trailers personally. I actually geeked the fuck out. Like I've seen Spider-Man 5 times in these movies, we all have, but it was amazing, pun intended. Like just to see him in the Marvel universe, and his entrance was wonderful. In terms of the costume, at first, I was watching on my dad's tablet, and it was like we were still driving home, so the quality wasn't that great. I thought it looked CGI, but when I watched it in HD, it didn't look CGI. But the costume to me, I loved it. It looks very Alex Ross. I had a hard time not seeing Alex Ross. The mask in the outline, the black outline around the lenses, just screams Alex Ross. If you don't know who that is, look up, just type in Alex Ross Spider-Man. He does mostly covers. for the character. He doesn't draw like panels and stuff, but they're beautiful either way. And I love the, like I said, I love the look. It differentiated. Oh my god, it was different from Sam Raimi and Mark Webb's movies, but it didn't like stray too far away from source material. You know, it was still a Spider-Man costume. It wasn't like the Amazing Spider-Man one, where it was like the first one, where it was just, I was like, this strayed a little bit too far away from source material. It didn't look like a Spider-Man suit at first. Second one was good, but yeah, it was wonderful.
Kyle, just to stop you real quick, Brian's in the comments. What's up, Brian? How's it going?
Hi, Brian.
Another
But yeah,
member of the group, guys.
yeah,
So, good.
fellow member. But yeah, he looked great. His entrance was awesome. I was so happy. Yeah, I was like, yeah, this it looked good. I can't complain really. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I walk away now.
All right. Okay, Jay, you're next.
All right. So first of all, hi everyone. How's it how's it going? Yeah, I honestly wasn't gonna watch this trailer at first. I was like, all right, I've seen enough. I'm pretty hyped as it is. But then everybody just kept blowing up my phone. Jay, you got to see this. Jay, you gotta see it. All right, I guess I'll watch one more trailer, and then I'm like, okay, cool. T'Challa, awesome. It's pretty badass. Oh my God, I got Ant-Man riding on Hawkeye's arrow. Holy shit. And then I'm like, okay, that was a good trailer. Nice. Title credits. Cool. And then Iron Man shows up. I'm like, oh, there's more? And then I hear him yell underoos. I'm like, who's wearing underoos? And then I hear Swip. I'm like, oh my God! And like, I reacted like a freaking 14-year-old girl at an NSYNC concert in 1999. Like, yeah.
That's very specific, Jay. That's very specific.
No,
if you want to tell us?
No, if you heard how high my voice went when that shit happened, I was like, oh my God, I am so sad there was no one in my house at the moment. There was no one in my house when that trailer dropped, but man, I screamed my fucking head off. I actually got up and ran around like I'm on crutches, guys. I got up and was like, he's here, he's home. Oh my God, it's a miracle. Oh, I did not see that coming at all. Oh my God, it was great. I flipped out. And him taking the shield. I thought it was hilarious because last week, Spider-Man #2 with Miles Morales came out, and that cover has Miles holding the shield. That was pretty funny.
They seem to be doing that a lot with Spider-Man. It's like, damn, like, it's like, and it was funny because before Chris goes, it was funny because the next day after that trailer hit, I had a picture posted up like 3 years ago. They do that weird thing on Facebook at the moment, like show you memories. And I had a picture of Spider-Man holding Mjolnir in his hand, and he was all poured up. I was like, that is the next way you're gonna show Spidey, and like it's like as Thor. It's like he's worthy.
I would totally be up for that. But yeah, man, I geeked the hell out. I'm not ashamed to say I jizzed my pants. Like, oh my God, it was. I watched that trailer over 200 times at a minimum. Just that one part. 2 seconds.
We all know how Chris was. He's like.
that was literally my reaction too. I was giggling. Like I said, man. Like I'm on crutches, and I walked around and came back, and I was like, that was real, right? That was real. All right, let me see it again. Let me make sure that was real. And it was real. Oh my God.
I think
the costume reminded me a lot of this right here. The classic Romita Senior Ditko stuff. I love that. I like that. If you pay attention to the trailer, you can actually hear his eyes, like the mechanical whir of his eyes when they open and close. So you can tell that they're actually mechanical lenses and not CGI. Not CGI animated like Deadpool, like everybody was freaking saying on the internet.
Yeah, and it also makes sense that he's on Team Tony because that was always my biggest problem with both Raimi and Mark Webb. It's like, this guy is poor. How the fuck does he afford these costumes? You know, and like, there's no way a poor ass dude can afford to make that kind of stuff. Like with a, so it's like it makes sense, you know, that how high tech it is. So Marvel knows how to advertise. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that's definitely. I thought we were gonna Luke Skywalker Spider-Man. Honestly, I thought they were gonna save him for the theaters, but whatever. I'm so happy that they didn't. I'm like super hyped. Literally, Civil War comes out the day before the day before I graduate college, but I'm seeing it at midnight because I don't care if I'm sleepy for graduation. I'm going to see Spider-Man. This is important.
I want to see Cap.
I think for me, it was more like, okay, is he here? And if he is here, how bad am I gonna scream? And I did, and it was funny as hell because I watched it back and I was just like, oh my god, I freaked out. You know, I've done that before, but like you said, it's not like we haven't seen him before. And that wasn't the point of why I think we all kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
It's more the point of the fact that yeah, he's there now with his other fellow heroes. You know, he's now on screen with Captain America, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, Iron Man, people like that. And it's to that point that we say welcome home because it's true. It's like it's been a long time coming. How many times have we said, like, oh man, it's so cool to see him? It's just like, how could they transition him into the cinematic universe and give it more of a legit feel? And as of right now, it's just like when he came out, it was he stroked the pose, he striked the pose and everything with the shield.
Yeah, did anybody else kind of feel like that that whole scene was kind of meta? Because Tony said, my patience has run out. And it was, if you think about it, the audience has been waiting for a long time for Spider-Man. Us as fans have been waiting for a long time for Spider-Man. Our patience has run out. And then when Spidey actually looks at the Avengers and he goes, hi, everyone, it's kind of like he's talking to us saying, hey, sorry I'm late.
Yeah, and I bet Spider-Man was like, yo, like, JJ's not going to be, you know, J.K. Simmons not going to be not Spider-Man, Jameson. You guys got to put me now in this trailer. It's you have to just to get back at him. It's like, you see those photos.
It was just, the point is that when he came out, everyone, I'm just like, hey, what the hell? Like, oh my God. And, you know, and it just, it was great to see. And then, yeah, of course, I started smiling and giggling like a Cheshire cat. I mean,
like a supervillain child.
Yeah. and I had to quote Dashi and like, like I was like, oh man, it was great to see that. I mean, it was even funny just seeing the shield get caught and then he webs Steve's hand and Steve was like, he just looked like. And then it was great to see, you know, and you know, just to see him there was just amazing. I like the costume. I think, like I said, I think we see
I was expecting Cap to say a very bad word at that moment. There, I was like, oh, he's about to break his language rule right there.
Yeah, I mean, look at the costume. It definitely, I instantly saw Ramita Sr. I saw his. I was like, yep. And I saw Steve Ditko and a hint of Alex Ross. I was just like, there it is. And that was something that Marvel kind of kept that under wraps too. It was like, what's that costume going to look like? We've seen different variations of the costume. The last Spider-Man, it was very Mark Bagley-esque, you know, with the big eyes and things like that. I didn't mind that. I think the first Amazing Spider-Man was probably the one that I did not like that much. I was just like, with
the yellow eyes and that.
They were trying to be different, you know, from the Raimi stuff.
And then of course, you had Raimi's run, which was pretty decent as well. It was good, but this one really, like, it's truly staying faithful to source material and the legends that have drawn him over the years, and
Yeah.
and it really does, you know. So yeah, that was just really great. Now the other part of it is hearing these people complain. He sounds too young.
Oh man.
Yeah, okay, we're
He's
gonna get into
15
this.
years old, people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
he's not gonna. I don't. I'd rather him sound like a 15-year-old, which he is in this universe, than a 50-year-old. Hello, everyone. What the fuck? It's like, oh, like you know, and it's like,
just like I would. Yeah, he's supposed to be a kid. He's supposed to. His voice is supposed to crack, and he's not supposed to be like, "Hello, everyone." Like
yeah,
what?
you know, because much to people's belief, you know, Tobey Maguire was 20 when first became Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was in his 30s. He sounds like a kid. Spider-Man, when he became Spider-Man, was 15 or 16. It's always said in the comics. He was 15 or 16, a teenager. Probably maybe
Yep.
not puberty yet. He doesn't sound like,
Yeah, he was 14 in Ultimate Spider-Man because he died at
I mean,
I mean, yeah, he's definitely that character that has always been, you know, labeled the ultimate teenage hero. I mean, it was, you know, yeah, you had your Robins and your Buckies at that time, but here comes this guy who has got problems like all teenagers have, and he's doing this. So I like, now that I've thought about it and more digested the idea of going, but like,
back to high school. You're going back to high school.
I did the high school.
going back to
Oh
high
my
school.
God, I'm excited though.
Yeah, that's
Because
how
we never got a full-fledged look at him in high school. They always fast forward through it. Like,
yeah,
what in the
you know.
world?
So now that I've kind of more digested it, guys, I feel like okay, this is good because now we get our first Marvel Cinematic Universe teenage hero. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you can look at Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Are they teenagers? I don't think so.
No, they're
No,
adults.
they're definitely early 20s, late teens at the youngest. Late teens at the very, very youngest.
Fuck, if they are teenagers, damn.
Yeah, but this time we have. Like,
Oh, also, Jared Flowers is in the house. What's up, Jared?
yeah,
Hey, Jay.
Jared. We have Spider-Man who is a teenager, and you know now you know, and he's in this world where he's seeing all these other heroes, like how it was for him. You know, in the beginning, Peter seeing all these other heroes. Who did he look up to? Who does he follow? I mean, in the comics,
Yeah. His first outing, he went to go see the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
He wanted money from them.
wanted money. Yeah, you know, and you know, if you look at him now, he so admires guys like Captain America. It's kind of ironic that he's gonna, you know, but he admires Cap.
He does look up to Iron Man too. Because there was a Matt Fraction story where he did look up to Iron Man in some aspects. Like he always looked up to
in
both of them.
Ultimate Spider-Man, he got the Stark scholarship, and Tony already promised him as soon as he graduated high school, he was guaranteed a job at Stark Industries.
Yeah, like and even Tony was kind of like his chaperone in the Ultimate Universe. Like he was the only guy that, because in the Ultimate Universe, Cap's a dick, but it's like he was the only one that gave him a chance.
Yeah, because Cap was like, you know, he's too young to be a hero. I'm not gonna. Tony was like, no, are you kidding me? He's a genius. This kid is a genius. We need to foster that. We need to make sure, you know, he's properly trained. Because if we help this kid out, he could be the greatest hero out there. And I think that's the same attitude Tony's gonna have in this universe. Honestly, I think this universe is going to be a mix of Ultimate and Spectacular the Spectacular cartoon,
Yeah.
which I love.
I love both those things. I love Ultimate and Spectacular, so I'm all not the cartoon guys, the comic. So I was like,
well, the cartoon also. The cartoon is pretty damn good.
So definitely, when you look at it, it's like, okay, he's a teenager now, so it's like, yeah, he's gonna have a crack. He's gonna have like a low voice, a young voice. I found that really weird. I'm like, really, people, you're complaining about his voice? Like,
yeah.
And you made a funny joke. I was like, what do you want him to sound? Very deep voice. Like, you know, like, no, he has.
Do you want Peter to have a Batman voice? Like he's only 15.
You know,
you want him to sound like Chris Hemsworth? It's like,
yeah.
Hello, everyone.
I'll have another.
Have another. You know, so you know,
I'll have
that
another.
point of view, it's like I was cool with the voice. You know, like I said, people was like, but he was only in it for 2 seconds. Like I said, it did. That's all I needed. It was like it made its point.
I mean, did you guys want it to be a doomsday moment? I did not want that to happen with Spider-Man. No,
Yeah,
just give me 2 seconds.
Because everyone's been saying Spider-Man and Marvel pulled a Doomsday. The difference is I knew Spider-Man was going to be in this movie. I didn't know Doomsday was going to be in Batman v Superman, honestly. Like, I heard rumors. I was like, is he going to be in it? I don't know. And then they're like, yeah, he's in it. I'm like, oh, full fuck. I mean, he's in it for 2 seconds. It's not like a big spoilers thing, and I'm fine with 2 seconds. That's for the audience, the people that watch the trailers. I didn't want him to see scenes with him and Aunt May and him fighting Cap and all that. I didn't want to see that. I just wanted to see him and what he looked like. That's all I wanted.
Although there is a clip of them in a house, and I think that might be his apartment with Aunt May. So who knows? Yeah,
true. Which I know you're looking forward to seeing Aunt May, Jay.
Oh, hell yeah! Aunt May.
You got everyone. You got everyone. Yeah. Team Cap, Team Iron Man. You got Jay. Team Aunt May.
Team Aunt May, 100%. Yeah, I'll put that on the T-shirt. Give me a Team versus Tomei's face on it. I'll rep Team Aunt May.
I'll be Team Black Panther because man, that dude is a badass motherfucker.
Dude, T'Challa is a beast, literally.
People want a lot of stuff from Spider-Man's trailer, but I bet you if they got it, they'll be saying what we all say about trailers these days. They give too much away. And
Exactly, Malcolm. That's it. Like it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Another
drive-by comment as well.
Another fellow member guy, that's my brother.
Because let's face it, Batman versus Superman, that last trailer showed all 3 acts.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. Like in 2 minutes, they showed all 3 acts.
Yeah, like thank you, Warner Brothers.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, if anybody, you got your comments in the like that costume, the trailer itself, his appearance, it was all worth the 2 seconds that he was there. It made a point. And I guess that's what Marvel was going for, making a point and making almost like putting a one up on like the biggest talk that was going on since was J.K. Simmons now going to be Commissioner Gordon. So I'm
up for that.
That's always I say. Good competition is good for business, and so they're like, okay, you want to see that? You want to see something? Take this, and bam, there you go.
Bam, Spider-Man.
You got Dashy. You do it like Dashy. Take this, bitch.
Yeah, you bitch.
Just take that web to the face. Just yeah. Oh my God.
So we're gonna keep guys with the Spider-Man casting. Let's go with some of the casting right now. So far,
Ricky's also in the comments. What's up, Ricky?
Okay, another fellow member of the Corps in the comment section. Ricky. So basically, guys, we're gonna break it down now. We're gonna get some of the casting because as of right now, in terms of the movie, we still don't know if it's gonna be called Spectacular Spider-Man or not. I hope it is called Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I would be cool with Spectacular or Ultimate because if they say Ultimate, that means they could later lead down the road to, or they could do Spectacular for Peters and then switch to Ultimate for Miles. I'd be cool with that.
That would be. But the biggest thing is already we know who is playing Peter Parker and we know who's playing Aunt May. Got Mr. Holland, young Mr. Holland. I sound like from Bully. Jimmy Hopkins.
No, you sound like a principal.
Yeah,
Mr. Holland. Do you know why you're in my office today?
Yeah, and then we got. And then we have, of course, the very talented and very, very attractive Marissa Tomei playing Aunt May, who will be, by record, the youngest Aunt May, and probably the hottest, and she's going to probably there's going to be probably memes out of the woodwork for her after this movie.
She better shoot Electro in the face in one of these movies.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that from
She is young enough to do that, and let's go ahead and go for that.
And let's just kill off Electro already.
I mean, let's face it. But now we know that there's been another casting. We have the actress named Zendaya. I hope I'm saying her name right.
Yeah, Zendaya Coleman from Disney Channel, and because that's all my cousins watch. I'm actually pretty familiar with some of the stuff she's done.
Yeah, so like for me, I'm not that familiar with. All I know basically about her is that she's from Disney. She is I know she's biracial. That's another one I know, and she definitely and she's very talented from what I hear.
She's a dancer. She sings. She does martial arts, and she does a majority of her own stunts and produces the show she's on Disney Channel called Casey Undercover, where she's basically a Black Widow.
Oh, too. Like she's like
she's really tall. She's got like the ballerina type of build, which is why she like is very Black Widow-esque in her little spy show that's on Disney Channel.
Okay. So definitely we see that, and now then the rumors are going. We didn't know who she was going to play. Do they know who she's playing?
Okay, they say that she's playing a character named Michelle, so I'm going with Michelle Gonzalez on this one. Peter's college roommate that nobody remembers because it's a very obscure time in Spider-Man's history.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah. So Michelle Gonzalez was a very short-lived love interest back when Peter was at ESU, and she was also his one of his roommates back in college. This was also during the time where he roomed with Johnny for a bit. So it was him, Michelle, and Johnny. So yeah, I don't know if they're obviously not gonna use Johnny because Fox still whatever. Fuck them.
You just see Jeremy like halfway through, like fuck it. I'm not even gonna say they own it. Like fuck them.
Yeah. Okay. So she's playing the character. Very they say it's a very. At first, it depends on where you read it first because one sources say I think it was Hollywood Reporter says a key role, and then
Variety
says another something else.
A lead role. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
honestly, I thought she may be playing. I thought they were going to go Spectacular Spider-Man, the animated series
with Liz Allen.
Yeah, when they made Liz, they made Liz Allen Latino, and so I thought they were going to go that way. And then I even said, oh, she may be playing a young Gloria Grant. I was like, okay.
That's not what I was saying. I'm like, she's either going to be Liz or Gloria Grant. She definitely has the look for Gloria Grant, and she could definitely pull off Liz as well. And
I've seen her. Once they said that, I looked up images of her and I saw her with Gloria Grant's hairstyle. That short hair. I was like, okay, I could see that.
And then that if they really want to, they could even if she ends up playing Liz Allen and this whole Michelle thing is just a misdirect, they could even go the Ultimate Spider-Man route and make Liz Firestar, but make her an Inhuman.
You know what?
Yeah, I remember that.
They could because that's something I actually talk about. Maybe, maybe they can find a way around adding somebody like Firestar, who has been she got big because of the cartoon before Claremont introduced her.
Wasn't she originally made for the cartoon and then
she was originally made for the cartoon, and then she got so big and popular back then. Marvel approached Claremont to make her. Integrate her into the X-Men universe, and he made this 4-part miniseries of where Angelica came from and things like that. That's what, and we find out that she was she was with the bitch, and we find out why she hates Emma so much. And later on,
because she was one of Emma's former students and all that stuff.
So we get to see that. So if they were able to pull like Firestar and make her an Inhuman. I wouldn't be like, oh, she's a mutant though, but I wouldn't mind that too much, but
I think that would be cool. I mean, and they do pretty good. They've been doing pretty decently with the Inhumans recently, and like Agents of Shield. From what I've seen from the premiere, at least they did a lot of really cool stuff with Inhumans and their powers. So I think it could work. They could even like if she does become Firestar, they could put Pete and her on like a Young Avengers team if they want to.
Still pushing for that fucking Young Avengers.
Look, man, I'm gonna push for Young Avengers until Marvel just officially tells me, Jay, it's not gonna happen. Shut the fuck up.
Look, man. Look, man. But no,
that's my freaking
Look, man.
All right, look.
But no. Other than that, we cool with her. We cool with this casting, right?
Yeah, I think honestly, like she's really dope. She does a lot of her own stunt work, so that's why I'm thinking she's definitely gonna play somebody with a more physical role because she does like her own stunts with like parkour and martial arts. So I'm like she has to play somebody that's gonna get into the action.
Okay. So
Cool with
let's
that. Almost, all right.
So there are a lot of rumors, and there's something else we're going to talk about, but that's like after. There's one of the biggest rumors that has been coming out of the Spider-Man camp. Everybody is the fact that there's rumor that they're looking at an actress to play Mary Jane, and I actually
see Brian is with me on the Young Avengers camp here. See, all right, Brian. Good looking out.
Yeah, I'd rather get an Illuminati movie than the Young Avengers, but okay.
Okay, buddy. All right. The hell. But the rumor that's going around is that the actress who's played in roles like The Equalizer and
God, that's a watch.
Big Girl in the remake of Carrie.
Oh yeah.
Chloe Grace Moretz,
Yeah.
and she's also going to be in the new live-action Little Mermaid movie. Rumor has
I'm
it
excited for that one too.
she may be casted or be rumored to play Mary Jane for this new run. I like her a lot. I think she's very talented for how old is she? 19? She's 19.
Yeah, and honestly, she just has the worst luck with projects, man. Because like she is a very talented actress, but like every movie she goes into like ends up flopping.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not her fault. She just like has a really bad agent or something. Cause,
wait.
Man.
Well, Equalizer didn't flop.
Well, Equalizer wasn't her movie though. It was the movie.
Oh, you're talking about she leads the movie?
Yeah.
Leading the movie.
I mean, Denzel Washington makes everything better. Like Ryan Reynolds, a lot of time with his career, a lot of them flop, but that one with Denzel Washington and him didn't flop. So it's like,
oh yeah, because that's Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington is like the superhero of cinema. He can save any movie. Like,
yeah, literally. Yeah, he just puts a cape on him, and it's like cinema man. It's like,
exactly. This looks like a job for Denzel Washington. Just.
Oh man. Denzel Washington would be a great Blue Marvel. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. But that's not Spider-Man. We'll keep going.
But other than that, besides that, the rumor. This is just a rumor, guys. It's not true. To all the people watching, this is just a rumor. How would you guys feel if they did cast her as MJ? I mean, we only got. I'm talking about live action wise. We only had one MJ, and that was Kirsten Dunst. It was, and Charlotte Woodley, Miss Woodley.
Oh yeah, Shailene Woodley.
Shailene Woodley was going to be MJ, but that got cut out of the movie. So I don't know if I could say technically we have two.
No.
But how would you feel if he was MJ? I'll start with Jay.
Okay, I feel like she's definitely more of a Gwen, and that's not just because she's a blonde. Her personality seems a lot more like, especially if you look at like Spectacular Spider-Man Gwen and like the new incarnation of Gwen that they're doing in like the current Spidey comic, which is like a, a flashback to his origin. Very much,
Right.
she has the Gwen-ish attitude, which I like. And also, like, I'm sorry I keep bringing up Young Avengers, but I saw this comment on Facebook and I totally agree. I think she would honestly be a better stature. I think she would play for Cassie Lang, but that's just me. Personally, who I would have liked to see as MJ, if since we were talking about Zendaya earlier, and I was telling Chris and Kyle about this. I would actually like to see somebody who worked with Zendaya before a lot. She's actually one of her best friends, and that's Bella Thorne, another upcoming actress.
That pretty girl that I saw you showed me. Yeah.
That was on. She auditioned with Zendaya for Disney together. They're both really, really close friends. They've known each other for a long time, and I think she could really pull off MJ. She's played the popular girl a lot. She has kind of the model type of attitude that MJ has, and I could see her just like standing there, like Pete opens the door to his house. She's got her hands on her hips, and she says those magic words. I hear those words on the screen.
I want to see that so bad. I just want to see that.
I think we all would love to see that famous scene. I literally remember what she was wearing. Black top.
Yep.
Black top. Yep.
Black top, sleeveless pants, brown pants.
Wow.
And
while you guys go, I will go and Google a picture of her real quick, and I can screen share it so that the rest of the people on this live show can check it out.
And of course, the famous line, "Face the tiger, you just hit
the jackpot."
No.
Oh man.
And they've only done that once perfectly, and that was Spectacular Spider-Man, which, goddamn, that voice actress for Mary Jane.
Dude, Vanessa Marshall, she voices Gamora now.
Now she voices Gamora. Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Yeah. She's quickly become the new Jennifer Hale for me. Like, Jennifer Hale was one of my biggest voice actress crushes. But man, Vanessa Marshall is getting up there.
Yeah, she's great. In terms of what I think,
go ahead, your turn.
Hit Girl as Mary Jane? No, I don't know. I really don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Hey, something. Well, then again, I am very negative, so it doesn't mean anything that I'm negative now. Not really. I really don't think she'd be great for Mary Jane. No offense to her. I think she's a fine actress. I just don't see her as that character. The only thing I'd probably get out of it is if Nicolas Cage was her dad, and he's like, I'm Nicolas fucking Cage.
That sounded more like that sounded more like Sylvester Stallone, Kyle.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Young Avenger.
Hey man, look man.
Hey, look man.
All right. I got the image of Bella Thorne. If you guys are interested in, let me pull it up on screen share.
You guys are looking at our very own Civil War about to begin. It's like, it's coming. Fucking James, be prepared, man. I'm gonna beat you up.
All right, hold up.
Cameron's gonna beat you up.
Oh man. Okay. Hold up. Let me share the screen. There we go. All right. Does it work? Hold up. Yeah. Can you guys see it? There you go.
Yeah, there it is. That's her.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, that's her. Right there. Let's get a good look. There she go. Right there.
Yep.
That's her. Look, she could. Now, that's Mary Jane. That's what you want is Mary Jane, right?
Yeah. I mean, how old is she?
She's like, I want to say she's 19.
Okay, that's perfect.
19. Yeah.
It's better than your choice. It's better than the one you guys always said for from Teen Wolf. It's like, Tom Holland will be jailbait.
Well, no, okay, that's only because we were in Dylan O'Brien, and Dylan O'Brien is around her age, so
yeah, that was then, like.
Yeah, I still heard it. I still heard it for Tom Holland too. Okay, you can go back and look at that Spider-Man video we did. Fucking.
Now see, but other than that, yeah, that's a good pick. I could see her as MJ. Redder,
Oh yeah.
give her more red hair, and I could see it. For me, Chloe, I like her a lot. I think, yeah, she's very talented, and it does suck that the movies that she's the lead in at times don't perform as well. You know, I think a lot of people very much see her as Hit Girl. Always remember her as Hit Girl, and but for me, I kind of agree with Jay. Definitely, I do see more of a Gwen for her. Like if they were to go Gwen, yeah, and very much that Gwen that we have now, especially how they're doing her now. Like she's very straight edge and like very real, like with Peter. She likes Peter, but she likes that Peter's himself, and Peter's really like nervous around her at times. And
yeah, you guys should definitely check out. You guys should definitely check out Spidey because it gives you a really good look at Gwen and Peter's relationship. It's really nice.
Yeah. And it's a lot different from when it was back in Steve Ditko, where Gwen was insufferable from those first couple of issues. She's like, "You don't like me? I'm gonna just annoy you." That's like,
yeah. Dude, Gwen back in those days was an airhead for a long time.
The Spidey comic now that they're supposed to be showing him where it's just more of a up-to-date retelling of his origin. That's basically it because they got Twitter, they got this, and they're like, wait,
Instagram, what? Everything, and if you got kids, you can give it to your kids. They're good stories for like little kids.
Yeah, I read them to my niece. Like she loves Spider-Man, so like it's a good bonding time for your if you have kids or nieces or nephews.
It's not bloody.
It's a good all ages comic.
So, yeah, it's not bloody or anything like that, so you don't have to worry because Marvel comics nowadays don't have that explicit content thing anymore. So it's for your kids and it's like Saturday morning cartoon and stuff, but it's good writing still. But yeah.
And so yeah, okay, that rumor is done. Okay, I guess the next thing I wanted, because it is kind of Spidey related. Is it seems that guys and everybody watching, it seems that they're gonna go forward with the Venom movie.
Can I say it again? Fuck them.
Why can't you just do what I want?
Sony is gonna go ahead with the Venom movie, and
why?
And from what we're hearing,
I'll be around. If you are watching this, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, seriously, how many Spider-Man movies do you have to drive into the ground before you realize you don't know what you're doing with Spider-Man related material?
But what makes it even worse is that from what we hear, the person that's going to direct it is the same guy who directed that garbage of a Fantastic Four movie. And the producer is, like I said, Avi Arad, who ran like the third movie Into the Ground. He was the one that suggested, hey, we're gonna put Venom in. Hey, Sam, I know you want Sandman to be the main villain for Spider-Man 3. That's cool and all, but we want you to put in Venom and guess what? And Green Goblin, but you can still have Sandman in there. But you just gotta have Venom and Green Goblin also. Avi Arad was the guy who said that, and Avi Arad is the one in charge of making this damn movie. So, yeah.
Listen, Jeremy, he wants to do it because I'll take a quote from his Amazing Spider-Man 2 commentary when he sees Spider-Man web slinging. It's cool. It's cool.
Oh, shit.
Look, I know that Sony and Marvel, especially Sony, they're trying to spin out characters out of the Spider-Man universe. I understand that, but as of right now, there is no.
Honestly though, like the way I hope this doesn't mean. I hope that because Sony is making a Venom movie, it doesn't mean that Marvel can't have a version of Venom also in their movies.
Wait, is the Venom movie completely Is it?
It's completely unconnected from the Tom Holland Spider-Man good. And Marvel Cinematic Universe version. So
that's good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. All right, because it's like I want them to do Venom a couple movies down the line, and then we can get Flash Thompson, and then we can do my idea for the Netflix show that we pitched a while back.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. I definitely would watch that Asian Venom pitch that you put up during our friggin' 3-hour Netflix episode.
50 characters that need Netflix.
More like 500. That was a low one.
But I think for me, I'm just like, why Sony would you give this guy a chance at ruining another character? Oh yeah, he's not as old as the character's not as old as the FF, but when your movie is getting Razzie Awards after the woodwork, worse this, worse that, worse. It's like, didn't you get the message from? Didn't Fox get the message?
For real.
Well, then the same will go for Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Hence why you think now his movies go to Netflix, and it seems to be working better for him over at Netflix, too.
Yeah.
But I mean, what is his name? Josh Tranks, or
Now you're gonna make
Josh,
fun of
Josh Trank, yeah.
I'm making fun of his name, Josh Tranks. I'm just like, when I didn't see the Fantastic Four movie, when I saw the first trailer, I was nope.
Neither did I. I did that.
Nobody. I didn't see it. Like one of my friends sent me a link to a bootleg, and I was like, I'm not even gonna watch it on bootleg.
It's not even good for a bootleg. I mean,
it's
not even worth my Wi-Fi. No, thank you.
I was just like, okay, nope, and it had nothing to do with the cast. I was like, it just did not feel like.
Because honestly, on paper, Michael B. Jordan would have been a fantastic Josh Storm. No pun intended. But
I even said if it was good, I would have went to seen it. It was just one of those movies. I was like, I gotta wait for the reception on it, but it got horrible reception, so it's like I'm not gonna go see it.
Oh man.
So now Sony wants to give him another shot at Venom, and it's just like, how are you? I'm trying to figure out how would they do Venom without even incorporating Spider-Man into it.
I got my pitch. I got the pitch. A meteor comes crashing down into Central Park, and the guy comes right.
I don't know.
Meteor we talking?
I thought of something that could be really cool, but honestly, I think they would fuck it up. What I think could be a really cool idea for Venom would be like if they went like Ridley Scott Alien with it, and they had like John Jonah Jameson up in space, and then the symbiote attached.
Oh, just like how they did it in the cartoon when it was on his leg.
Yeah, that would be that. That would honestly be kind of interesting to see if it was done well. But honestly, with this team that they're putting together, it's obvious. I don't think it's going to be done well. But honestly, that would be kind of cool if they wanted to do a Venom movie.
I'd like a Dead Space Venom movie. That'd be pretty badass. Like
that way, then all that I'm waiting for is Bill Paxton pop up. Game over, man.
Game over, man.
Game over, man.
So just like all I would want to hear John Jameson say,
"Game over, man."
Oh my God! But I know. Yeah, you can. I know there's a party you could say, yeah, it can be done without Spider-Man in it, but it's just like in some way Venom is so incorporated with Spider-Man.
He has a giant spider on his chest, people. Come on.
I mean, yeah, the costume is pretty much a design of Spider-Man. It's just like when he made it, we're poison to you. And the reason why he joined up with Eddie Brock was because the Peter rejected him, rejected the alien, and
I wonder if they go the Spectacular Spider-Man route and they introduce Eddie and they're just gonna be like, bro, how's it going, bro?
Oh, don't do that. That was the one thing I did not like about Spectacular. Hey, bro. It got so bad, like how
did you miss us, bro?
Yeah,
I'm like,
bro.
oh my God.
It was just as bad as how much I was getting tired of McGann saying, "Hello, Megan." So I was like, oh God, shut that up, please. So I mean, they could probably do it, but I'm just like, why? Like that's my biggest thing is like, why? And I think what it really is because they saw how good Deadpool was. They want to try. Okay,
Yep,
start
it's like.
somehow to. Yeah, all right, let's do it.
But honestly, if you want to do crazy, over the top, R-rated with a Spider-Man character, why Venom? Why don't you go to the crazy, freaking over the top, violent redneck and use Carnage? Like, that's not even the smart symbiote to use. You could have used Carnage, and you could have had freaking Carnage and Shriek, and that would have been like a Joker, Harley Quinn kind of Deadpool thing going on, and you could have tried that. Like, you can tell how stupid they are because they didn't even choose the right symbiote for a Deadpool like idea.
I just feel that it's with Venom movie without Spider-Man won't work in a sense.
Unless it was Flash Thompson's.
Yeah, but then that's even badder. That's even worse because why would you put Flash in? And when Flash got it, he was out of the military and kind of still he lost his legs, which was a really good story. When that was a really good issue showcasing how Flash lost his legs. But you can't. Didn't you just like skipped a whole bunch of characters? And
my point is that that's the only way you can do a Venom if you don't want to have Spider-Man.
yeah, but even still, even when they don't do it, even
Flash,
if they
yeah,
don't
because
do it without Flash,
I mean,
Flash still has
is Peter Parker's yeah.
In that series, is Spider-Man is his big head like on the comics popping up blue.
Yeah, but still, the reason why Venom chose it, the reason why Flash chose to take on the symbiote is because of his connection to Spider-Man. I want to be a hero just like him, so it still would have some connection to it. So
Flash was Midtown High's president of the Spider-Man fan club. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, it just would be kind of weird. I'm just saying, and quote a little bit of a Dean Ambrose. It just wouldn't work. I just don't think it's gonna work. I really don't. I they tried this before, and it was just like, well,
That wasn't.
no, I'm not talking about. No, they tried to do a Venom movie before, and it was always like in developmental hell, or the script was getting redone.
They could be separate Spider-Man.
And for some reason they wanted to bring Topher Grace back for that shit when they tried to do a Venom movie by itself.
Oh, could you imagine them doing a TV show for Venom with Topher Grace, and they do the '70s show like intro where they're jumping, and you got Venom like.
That would be funny as shit. I would watch that just for that intro if that were to be a thing.
It wouldn't be as bad as Flash in the opening, the about the voice joke where he looks CGI. He's like,
Oh my god! Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm just waiting for him. He does that, just waiting for him to go. Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, look. I mean, all I'm saying is that would just be kind of weird. I'm not really big on it because it's just like I don't know, Sony. Like just stick to Spider-Man right now. Just follow Marvel's lead.
Yeah, basically, they know what they're doing. They've made 11 successful movies. Whether they're good or bad is irrelevant. They're successful. They make money. People like them. It's got a massive fan base, so it's like, yeah, just follow their lead, and you'll be good.
I mean, I still, when they talked about the deal with Spider-Man and all his stuff, it was just like, I read the deal. It's like you're happy about it, but then you're also kind of still like a little upset about it because it's like, yeah, these characters can cross over now, but Sony still has a lot of the power over. It's like what the like, like.
Oh man.
But yeah, follow, simple. Just follow their lead. And you get it done, but not with crap like that, So
I
yeah,
can't believe they're actually giving Trank a shot though. After all those things you heard about how much of an ass he was on set.
I know
during the
that's what I'm
Fantastic
saying.
Four.
Like, you're gonna give this.
Wasn't he? Didn't he himself? Let me report that himself said, "Oh, that's not going to do good."
Yeah, like
He talks shit about his own movie. He said
yeah, he
Fox.
talked-
He said Fox didn't allow. He's like, look, I had a vision for a Fantastic Four movie, but what Fox? He basically just passed the buck to Fox,
yeah, it was.
and he was
I'm
like,
like, yeah, look at this idiot. And then not even that, like just how he was with the actors on the set, like
yeah, like
he was
if you're gonna make a bad movie, at least own it. Like Joel Schumacher, he made Batman and Robin, but at least he said in his commentary, in his interviews, he said, "I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry. Like, at least
I
he said
apologize."
I'm sorry. You know, he literally came out and apologized. Like, yeah, I put a little too much of my vision into that, and yeah, he did. I mean, yeah, he did. But
Oh, like why this guy? Like that's my biggest problem. My problem isn't even the fact that it's like connected to Spider-Man. This guy who ruined one of Marvel's best teams is given a shot at one of Spider-Man's most iconic villains. No thanks.
At least he could be probably drunk like he was on Fantastic Four.
what?
He was publicly drunk on the set.
Are you
Fantastic
serious?
Four. Yep.
Oh my! Yeah, that just show you he didn't care. Yeah, that's man. Yeah, okay, yeah, that right there. Yeah, he didn't care.
Imagine filming a
Care at
scene.
all.
You can imagine filming a scene. You got Josh Trank drunk on his ass, making noise in the background.
All right.
Oh my god. Because Josh Trank doesn't eat, he drinks. You know, he don't.
Oh boy. Okay, so
What's
the next thing I think, with the fact that guys, one thing that we always wanted, you know, it was with the new Spider-Man movie, will he be in it and everything like that, was J. Jonah Jameson. We all know JJ, Mr. Picklepuss, Mr. Hitler Beard. Come on, he had a hit.
Him
Yeah, it's so sad that one guy made that mustache look bad. Mr. High Top, Mr. Angry at Spider-Man, Menace, you know, blah blah blah. You know, one of Spider-Man's biggest.
villains
I
ever?
I guess you can say
I love
villain.
that
Yeah.
picture. Yeah, and I love that picture that everybody's posting everywhere. That it's like it has the Daily Bugle post. It has Spider-Man holding the shield. It goes, "Spider-Man robs aging World War II veteran."
Yeah.
If you think
I
about
love
it, he
that.
technically, JJ technically was a villain because if you've never read Stanley Steve Ditko back in the day, there was an issue where
He sent
integrated-
a robot with his face on it to attack.
Yeah. I remember that issue. I mean, let's face it. JJ was a villain to Spider-Man. He helped create the Scorpion
He
and to go
freaking
after
hired
Spider-Man.
he freaking hired the Punisher to kill Spider-Man.
He hired Luke Cage to go after Spider-Man. It was like he was doing everything he could to try and get Spider-Man. He was a villain. There's sometimes I just don't understand how JJ is not considered one of Spider-Man's villains.
The only time JJ has ever been a good person is in the Ultimate Universe where he realizes he fucked up. But that's only after the kid died.
Yeah, and it's funny because if you think about it, JJ's the only villain that's never been stopped by Spider-Man. He's always been free, you know. This guy's
Yep.
I mean, and
this guy's like.
so we
Yeah,
got.
you know what? You bring up a good point. Why hasn't JJ gone to jail for like attempted murder?
Attempted murder, like, you know, but it's true. JJ is a villain to some people. I mean, seriously, he's not a villain that could really do some bodily harm to Peter. Or you know, I seen him punch Peter once and didn't do a damn thing to him. And just but the dude would probably have a heart attack before he ever knocked Peter out. But other than that, the fact is that the one thing that we always like, will we ever see JJ back on the screen since J.K. Simmons did the character, and I thought he did a great job as that character.
He owned it. He owned
that character. It was so good. I'm not gonna. Yeah, he owned it while Bill Nunn just fucked up Robbie. You don't know how pissed off I was.
Oh, wait, okay. In terms of Bill, is that a case of actor?
No, not the actor.
You just said Bill Nunn.
Sorry. No, not the actor, but the portrayal was sucked.
So Chris, I got a question for you. So who would you rather prefer play Robbie, Bill Nunn or Terrence Howard? Would you like Terrence? Which one would you choose? Would you want him to be bland, or would you want him to cry all the time?
Well, can you imagine Robbie crying?
No, I'll take. First of all,
JJ, why you gotta be so mean to Spider-Man? JJ, why you gotta be so mean to Spider-Man?
So first of all, I grew up with Bill Nunn. I've seen a lot of movies with him in it, and I always enjoyed his performances. But this one, it was just like, even when he was trying. Look in the first movie. He's when he's trying to defend Spider-Man, it just felt so forced. He's like, he picked 6 guys off of that train. He's a hero. I'm like,
you got Bill Nunn. Bill Nunn's gonna watch this video and be like, yeah, this guy's going in on me. It's like
he emphasized a lot of his words though. He overemphasized.
But I'm just saying, it's like, besides that, J.K. Simmons, like going back to him, definitely. He owned that character, and it's very hard to see someone else try to bring that with that same kind of charisma and talent as JJ. Yeah. And that's kind of where the next question we come from is on that is like, if with everything going on with the next, I guess, trilogy, they're saying that's what they're saying is going to be, will we see JJ, and who will be JJ? Who will be JJ? I mean, there's the rumor that it could be Ice Cube. I seen a picture of him, and I was laughing my ass off. But I'm like, he's J. Jonah James coming straight out of coke.
Nah, man. No, there was this one I saw. It was like, fuck that Spider-Man coming straight from the underground.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Instead of fuck the police, it's fuck that Spider-Man.
So the point is like, okay, we need somebody else that could play the role because, like we said, Mr. Simmons has gone over to the other side of the tracks to play, Jim Gordon. I mean, that's a good casting.
That's a really good casting.
That's a really good casting. I mean, now it's going to be definitely who's the better Jim Gordon, Mr. Gary Oldman or Mr. Simmons. Now that's what it's going to be now.
It's Tony versus J.K. Simmons. I think Tony wins this one.
Yeah, I mean, get it right, Chris. Come
on. Tony's gonna win. Tony has his swords. Tony's definitely gonna. Tony's gonna destroy it.
I'm just saying, but now that's the biggest question is like, who would play JJ? I mean, for me, that's hard because you're looking for somebody who can probably play that kind of pompous douchebag. Like, holy shit! I mean, come on! Like, there has not been a comic I read with JJ that I did not want to punch this guy.
Like, I don't know. Yeah. Ultimate Spider-Man. He ended up becoming a really nice guy afterwards, but then he ended up getting shot in the head.
Yeah, he did. He got shot in the head.
That was crazy.
But I'm like, but I'm talking about 616. I'm like, little motherfucker, I'm gonna knock you out of your. Like, I wanted Peter just, shut up, old man. One time.
I love that nowadays, currently, JJ is basically in charge of Fox News. Like,
yeah, now and he's Peter's biggest butt monkey. He's so, Peter, you're great, blah blah.
Yeah,
like,
he was like, I treated him like a son. I raised him from the bottom. He's like, I gave him his start. That's my boy. That Peter Parker. He's my boy.
Yeah, it's like, so but we're talking about movie wise, and they'll probably keep it more faithful to old school JJ, who could pull it off. Now I know a lot of people. There's been this this going around saying that maybe Hugh Laurie can pull it off because Hugh Laurie has played a douchebag-esque character
Just
as
look at House. Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, and I'm thinking about, I'm like, Hugh Laurie is JJ. I'm looking at, I'm trying to picture him with that classic hairstyle, and I'm like, okay, I could probably see Hugh Laurie pulling that off. Like, you're a moron. You're a moron. Yeah. you're
crap. Mega
I mean,
crap.
You're gonna give me these photos, kid? I'm supposed to pay you for this? Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. No, I just made it.
I know who I want.
You know, like, come on, like, I mean, if you look at J.K. Simmons' role, it's like crap.
Mega crap.
I'll give you 200. Like,
I'll give you $250 for the whole set. 250.
I don't think it was that.
Take it or leave it, kid.
He's like, I want a job. I want a job, Jake, Mr. Jake.
I'll give you a Christmas ham.
Freelance.
I'll give you a Christmas ham, $250, and I'll give you a Christmas ham. Take that paper out front to Miss Brent. She'll get you all squared away.
I remember as a kid, I was like, I remember as a kid, I was like, oh, he's gonna get paid in a ham. Damn, that's
$250 worth of ham. Oh man.
So yeah, all right, Jay. Okay, who do you think could play JJ?
Okay, so you were talking about how earlier how competition is best for business, right? So we talk about how Mr. Simmons got cast as Jim Gordon. So I want to fire back with somebody who, as a hardcore Batman fan as well, I also pushed for this actor to play Jim Gordon. Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston was one of my top choices to play Jim Gordon, and like ever since he played Gordon in Batman Year One, everybody was like he should be live action Jim Gordon. So Marvel, you should be like, hey, you took our JJ from us, we'll take your Gordon from you and get Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston is JJ.
I can definitely see that.
That's not bad.
Yeah. He's had the go like the little mustache. He's
had the mustache. All he needs is the flat top.
And he can be a very dickish person. I mean, if you watch Breaking Bad, Walter White ain't no nice.
Oh yeah, but he'd also have that heart because if you really look at it though, he's a dick to Spider-Man, but there are times where he's really nice to Peter. Like, but I mean, not outright nice. But like you see it in the cartoon as well too in the '90s series where he he pays for Matt Murdock to be on Pete's defense team and
But
then there are also times where he's a
then
there are also times where when Peter revealed himself to the public, JJ sued him because it's like fucking a shit ton of money.
I mean, that honestly, he had a right to. That made sense.
It was like Peter was making money off of himself. But
that's still a bitch thing to do, though. It's like,
just showing how much of a dick JJ is. But
that was a very petty move.
You still want that kind of character for JJ. Like you want somebody who's very dickish. Like he's a bastard. Like you like, and then I mean, look how when his your wife called. Tell her I put it around there. And he hangs up the phone on her, and they're like, yeah, look at this. How about get out of here? Or I want a quarter every time somebody says Green Goblin. It's like, what the copyright that name? Like, you want the person to be the heart of Peter to be, like I said, to me, it's always been Robbie. Robbie was that figure that was good to Peter and good to him as Spider-Man, respected both sides.
And hey, Marvel, Fox fucked up with Michael B. Jordan. Get him as Rand Robinson. I would like to see Michael B. Jordan.
I'll take him. I'll take. This is my fan casting for Robbie, Andre Brower, and yeah, you could get Michael B. Jordan to play Randy.
I wouldn't mind the Prowler either. Hobie Brown for Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan
he
as
could be
Hobie
really
Brown?
cool with Hobie Brown.
I
Actually,
take that
Kyle,
too.
I like yours better. I really like yours better. Let's go with
Well,
that.
it is me. It is me. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Michael
not
B.
gonna have.
Jordan as Hobie Brown, I could take that. That's good.
I'm not gonna have many people on my side from the Civil War. Be by myself.
Stop with your delusions of grandeur, Kyle.
Hey man, listen. Don't be a punk, all right?
Don't be a punk. Don't be a punk. All right. So, any questions?
What I want.
We got a bunch of just comments about Sony and Josh Trank and other stuff. Let's see.
What I want is JJ.
Yeah, I'm just asking any questions.
I thought we were.
Let's see. No, most of them are just comments.
Okay. So, Kyle, you're next. Who would you want as old JJ, old pickle puss?
Well, I'd want him just for one scene because ever since I saw him in this movie and he's like, "Get the fuck off my lawn," I just want him to do this to Peter and get the fuck out of my office. Oh God, why am I forgetting his name? I just remembered it. He was in Grand. Oh God,
Grand
Clint Eastwood.
Torino?
Yes,
Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood as JJ.
Oh yeah, you talking about Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino? Get the fuck off my lawn.
Oh man.
God.
I'd love if he got Peter by the shirt.
That would be crazy.
He'd be the most scariest JJ ever.
That would be a badass JJ.
He'd be a badass JJ. Like that's the JJ you don't want to mess with. Like,
get the fuck out of my house.
You imagine, remember in Spectacular Spider-Man when Rhino went into the Daily Bugle, instead of Spider-Man coming, JJ'd have like a fucking rocket launcher under his desk.
No, like the scene that I want them to do with JJ and Spider-Man is just like that scene where like he's having a supervillain fight and they come to the Bugle office and then JJ's starting to talk shit and Spidey just webs his mouth shut and is like, "Quiet, kiddo. The grown-ups are talking." I'm like,
you talking about when he's like Spider-Man. I knew you was involved. Yeah, that was a bad scene though. I didn't like that scene, especially when it goes from "I knew you were involved in it," and then, "Hey kiddo, let mom and dad talk in there."
Yeah, no, but they need to recreate that shit because that was one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen.
I seen that scene is so funny. Like, shit. It just falls out. I was like, yeah, that was weird. But no, okay. Clint Eastwood as JJ. That's funny. That's hilarious.
Oh, we got one from PC veteran 117. He says Kiefer Sutherland as JJ.
Oh, Jack Brower is. I can see a lot of yelling from him. A lot of yelling. Kiefer can yell. And Kiefer yell. If you ever watch 24, he's like, "Who are you working for?" He's all loud. He's yelling in your face. "I'll fire your ass!"
I want pictures of Spider-Man yesterday.
I want him now.
Could you imagine Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito. You got the penguin. You got the little penguin.
Danny DeVito. Look, I like Danny DeVito as Penguin. I've always said if they ever did a Jetsons movies, he would be the perfect Mr. Spacely.
Yes. Yes.
But Danny DeVito as Jake. Oh my God, he would be like the joke of the day would be like, remember in Shrek, character in Shrek that they kept messing.
Farquaad.
Yeah, he would be just like that, like
JJ. Lloyd Farquaad.
Yeah, he'd be like, yeah, JJ, cut down your short temper. He's like, yeah.
Now I understand why people think so little of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Just,
damn.
Like, Man, if Peter would have a field day with him, like, okay, oh, it's fair enough, Pickle Puss. But I want you to shave that stupid mustache, little man.
Come talk. Hey, Pickle Puss. Come talk to me when you can say it to my face.
Yeah.
And I'm talking eye level. I'm talking eye.
Damn, Peter would be going hard.
Yeah, like Peter could go hard on him. I'm dead serious. Like
Yo, he would roast the hell out of JJ. Oh
You
my
know,
god.
he'd be like, hey, listen, JJ, look, why do you hate me so much? Because you're not this high to get on the rides or something.
Oh damn,
It's
we're
so
gonna
funny,
get
like Danny DeVito as JJ. That'd be funny.
I just want to see him. I just want to see like him get a newspaper thing he's not happy with and just bite someone. No, it's like no.
Oh yeah, like he did at the Penguin. That's my scene. That's my scene. Like he's like,
oh my god.
He's
He
like,
just bit that guy's finger off.
he's like, what did he say? Oh, because the guy was making fun of him as Penguin because he was like, yeah, it must have been terrible for you growing up in the sewers, huh? And he's like, yeah, it could have been worse. My nose could be gushing blood. Your nose could be gushing blood. Wait, he just bit him.
I took out his nose off.
That shit was funny. Making that same noise when he was the Penguin. He's like,
It sounds like he's having sex.
oh my god, yeah, that'd be funny, though. Yeah.
I think we're good on JJ though.
Yeah, we're good on JJ. Good on
my
JJ.
god. That's
Okay,
hilarious.
I guess I want to do another fan casting. That was fun.
Alright, so no, let's do one more fan cast. Alright, so we got JJ. We did Robbie. We did JJ. Let's see.
Jay, you name him. You name the fan casting.
Alright, so you know this would probably never happen, but you know who I would like to see as Betty Brant, just because I love her in Mad Men and she also plays a secretary. Christina Hendricks. Oh my god, like Peter would definitely.
And she'd be the hot Betty Brant.
Peter would definitely have a crush on Christina Hendricks if she became Betty Brant. Like I'd be going to her desk every day. Like.
Just like you'll be going to Aunt May's desk.
Hey man, I will go to Aunt May's house for wheat cakes every morning. Okay. I will eat as many wheat cakes as it takes.
And then you'll talk about Young Avengers with her.
Can you imagine that? Like, wipe your mouth, Jay. Yeah, Jay, here, do it for me, Jay.
And that
oh my god! Like, yeah, you guys, man.
What happens on the pancakes and the wheat cakes that they had? YA for Young Avengers.
Man, no, she needs to do what Marvel did back in the day and have those like that recipe for Spider-Man wheat cakes and they're Spider-Man shaped. And, you know, because I had one of those. They sold like a Spider-Man like pancake like Spider-Man shaped pancake presser in the back of one of the issues I had, and I sent it in. I got one. Oh my god! It was good. Like it actually worked.
All right, let me see. All right, my turn. I'll go. Who would I cast as Betty Brant?
Oh God.
I liked Elizabeth Banks as her. She really looked like Betty, definitely.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. She did. She really did look like Betty. Somebody else, I could probably see her. Okay, I got one. This may sound kind of. I got two choices because I think she could probably pull it off as being a brunette, but this one is already brunette. One is, believe it or not, is Christina Ricci.
Oh my God, Wednesday Addams. Oh my goodness.
Christina Ricci as Betty, or the other one, somebody who kind of is funny and kind of ditzy and plays that role pretty well, would probably be Christina Applegate. I think she could probably pull off Betty.
One that I think is also a good one. Real quick, I know Brian's gonna love this one because I know Brian's watching because he loves this actress, Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Rec. I think she could pull off Betty Brant.
I want her to be Kate Bishop though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her. You mean the chick?
I see. Yeah, but hey, Kyle, you know where Kate Bishop, you know what team Kate Bishop is on?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's cool. She sells it with her eyes a lot though. Yeah, you know the one who was in Scott Pilgrim, the one who's always cursing. Yeah, her is base. Okay,
That one is-
you're next, Kyle.
Oh boy. I'm not good with casting. Never have been. But I guess I love this actress. Wait. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. 'Cause I've been lagging, but a little bit. I'd want Elijah Dushku to play Betty Brant.
Oh my God.
Dude, that's another really hot Betty Brant right there.
And I said, yeah, man.
Like I don't know if she'd do action stuff anymore. Like I would have wanted her for Spider Woman or her or Kate Beckinsale, but I think she'd be a pretty decent Betty Brant. I mean, so.
I mean, I'll take Eliza Dushku in anything though, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know she's doing a lot of activist stuff. I don't know if she's been in anything recently. She's doing a lot of activist stuff. I've not noticed. So I don't know if she's doing acting at the moment. So I'd see her. I could take her as anything, pretty much.
That's pretty good too. I like that. Because I got a big crush on her.
Yeah.
Ever since I saw her face, I was like,
Man, she plays. I still want her as Catwoman in the Ben Affleck movies, man. Like, yo,
I'm not even a big Catwoman fan, but I got a couple actresses to play that one.
Yo, she did a great Catwoman voice in the Year One movie, so I would be all about that. Like her and Kate Beckinsale, but mostly because I just want to see Kate Beckinsale in a tight leather cat box.
Oh my God, Jerry.
Hey, you know, the rule is you got to be honest, and I'm being honest here. That's why I would want to see Kate Beckinsale play Catwoman.
Kate Beckinsale, Catwoman. Oh my God, another good choice.
Taken away from Spider Woman. Is that how it's gonna be, Jay? Is that how it's gonna be? Right.
Okay, so Jay, you had some questions for the gang.
All right, yeah. So I got a couple questions from my when I did my reaction video. A couple people from my comments asked, this is Spider-Man related, but we kind of touched on this already. But one of them that I thought was really interesting says, with Spider-Man having as much success fan reception-wise as it has, do you think this will encourage other studios like Universal or Fox to finally hand over the rights back to the MCU?
For X-Men and stuff like that?
Well, I wouldn't say X-Men. Like my response to this was like I definitely could see X-Men. I definitely could see X-Men staying with Fox because they're doing a decent job besides the costumes. Like they're doing a pretty decent job.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. My only problem is the costumes, but those are just costumes. It doesn't matter. But you know, my thing is like what I said as my response. Like Universal, it's only a matter of time. They're not even using the characters they own, so it's only a matter of time before they go back. So yeah, what do you guys think?
I mean, yeah, if that's all right. I mean, Fantastic Four, obviously, give that back. They're not doing anything with it. I didn't see the last one, but you know, I'm pretty sure the 1,000 people, everyone around the world said it was shit, so I assumed it was shit. But give that back. You don't know what you're doing with that. They still don't. And just give it back, and you can do like I want this before we get to Phase 4. I want them to do Fantastic Four as the first movie for their fourth phase. Marvel, Fantastic Four was Marvel's first family. That would be their first movie, and that would be Phase 4. I kind of want that. And you know, you can do a time gap between Phase 3 and Four. And the Fantastic Four are like Spider-Man. It's different with the X-Men. It's too late to do the X-Men now. I would have said yes, like back when the universe was just starting up, but now it's way too late, especially since Avengers
Yeah,
stuff.
and besides, like, how can you explain mutants and Inhumans at the same time?
Exactly. Fantastic Four and Spider-Man are easy. Spider-Man gets bit by a spider, and there's nothing tying it to anything specific. You could do it at Phase 10, when Sam's Captain America, or there's a fucking female is Captain America, and we've never seen before yet. Like Steve's daughter, or something like that. It's like you can do that. Fantastic Four is the same thing. You can just say they went into space, did the thing, and then they come back. So yeah, I think that would be really good, and do what they did with Spider-Man in this trailer, where you just see the Fantastic Four and they're all their glory, as they should be. So yeah, I'd definitely like to see that. Universal, I think they have Namor, right?
They have Namor and the Hulk. They have Namor and the Hulk.
So basically, all the Atlantis stuff, definitely, all those characters that are with Atlantis and Namor, definitely.
I would like to see Rick Jones and Pete as like classmates. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, and I don't like Namor as a character sometimes, but I'd love to see him in the universe. Him and I'd love to see like a Black Panther versus him. Some Black Panther stuff.
I would like to see just a flashback of him. Like if they do show Namor, they could show a flash of the Invaders, like a classified file of the Invaders, and they have Namor, old Jim Hammond, who we've seen already, and you got Cap and Bucky. Like that would be really cool.
And also, then I can get my Illuminati in the background. I mean, it's like I want my Illuminati somewhere. Fucking after.
They gotta figure out Xavier. Yeah, they gotta just figure out how to replace Xavier.
For me, I definitely think like, with Hulk, I didn't even think. I thought Universal was just distributing it. I didn't know they still own the character. I was just like, that's weird. With Namor, I didn't even know that. I'm like, wait, they still own Namor? I'm like, I think for all of us, we heard the rule was the studios have to be doing something with those characters, or if not, they automatically go back to Marvel. And
that's
also, wait a second. Isn't Kang under Universal as well?
Yeah,
no, there was Fox.
Or is that under Fox because of
either Fox, the Skrulls are with Fox, so it's like all those Galactus, Silver Surfer, they're all with Fox. But I felt like with that,
because
in some point of view,
and that opens up another thing, like what Kyle was saying with the FF. If we get the FF back, because honestly, you have nothing left to do after Thanos. Where are you going to go after Thanos? You could, if you have the FF back and you have the Skrulls, you could do Secret Invasion.
I love that.
What else you could do? You could do the Skrull Creed War.
Or you can do and for Guardians, if you want to do a whole phase just for Guardians, you could do Annihilation. Let's go ahead and go into Annihilation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I mean, they don't have to go big after Thanos. I mean, I would be fine with Dark Reign, the Dark Avenger stuff. I mean, kind of going back a little bit.
That's another thing That's another thing we could go into is now that Norman's in the picture, we could have Dark Reign happen, so that could be cool.
I mean, it's just like the point is like. When those characters were with those studios and they weren't doing it, because that's how Daredevil, that's how Punisher, that's how Ghost Rider, and all those characters went directly back to Marvel because those studios weren't doing anything with them. Ghost Rider was what? Punisher, they were under Lionsgate, I believe. So they automatically.
It was either Lionsgate or New Line. I want to say.
Those characters went directly right back to Marvel. So with like I've always said, I've said it personally. I was like, look, keep the X-Men in their own world. They're fine. Let them be what they are, because I've always said it. The Inhumans are the equivalent of mutants now in this universe. Let them be what they are. And pretty much. That's the basis of it. Like, the character is there. Let those characters be there. With Fox,
Oh,
it's like it's
Nate
like
just popped up. What's up, Nate?
hey Nate.
Hey,
With Fox, it's like you know what they could easily you get the FF back. You could easily start building up those characters in other movies, like hearing like on the news, like you hear about that up and coming genius Reed Richards. Oh yeah, you see his hot girlfriend. It's like oh well, like name dropping already. Look, and then by the time you
And Johnny
introduce
and
them
Pete
back,
are
you can
bros,
already
man.
say like Reed Richards he's building a rocket to test out these. He's looking at these cosmic rays or something like that. And he's taking his family or something out there, his girlfriend. And I'm like, yeah, see. So by the time, if they did a Fantastic Four under Marvel, I would easily not show their origin. You don't have to do that no more. We got their origin. It's like
Yep.
that's another character. That's another group that we don't need to see that or do what the Marvel movies do. I mean, the Marvel Netflix movies do, and that's you know they integrate the origin in the story already. Like you see a flashback real
Yeah.
quick, you know, or hell, you could do a classic intro with showing the origin right there. Like. But
Yeah,
the
do what you did in Incredible Hulk. Yeah, do
yeah,
what you did in like Incredible Hulk and just show it in the opening credits.
uh, so so basically that's I mean like I said with 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 uh with Hulk it's like it's for me it's like okay we need more Hulk and we need more intelligent Hulk. That's my thing. It's like I want intelligent Hulk. Enough of the rah rah rah. I want him speaking with other characters, and then of course I want to see the rest of his world. I mean I want to see Jennifer. I want to see Jennifer so badly. I want to see Jennifer. Uh I want to see Leonard Sampson. I want to see Doc Sampson up in there. I mean,
Doc Samson would be really cool.
I want to see Doc Sampson with Namor. I'm not. I've respected Namor. I respect Namor for what he is. He's one of Marvel's oldest characters. I've always said that. He's been around since they were called Timely, and but and it's easy enough to kind of integrate him into that world too. It's like they're Atlantis. They stayed out of the surface worlds. As long as they stayed from us, we watch. Like you could easily say, the Atlanteans watched the surface world, blah 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 blah. And then you could easily kind of say, you know what? After maybe what happened with maybe some of the stuff that's happened, then Namor's like you just see Namor come out of the water, dun dun dun, it comes out like that would be a killer moment.
Man.
Like you just see two
That would
kids
be-
like, oh, I got a big one, yeah, oh yeah, it's coming out. Next, dun, dun, comes
Dun,
out
dun,
like,
dun.
oh, like get out of my way, like
I would want to see him have the wing feet. I think that would be pretty dope. Honestly, I like the wing feet. That's a cool touch.
yeah.
Other, other people say the wing feet are dumb, but I like the wing feet.
That always was funny to me with Namor when he had first of all, his look. I would want the black, the black sleeveless, like skin tight, like swimmer's look. I really wouldn't want him just
no, walking around shirtless in a speedo.
Yeah,
We don't need all of that.
But other than that, all those characters. Then you got Kang. Man, you could bring in Kang, and finally we get some. That could be the next big guy with the Avengers, like Kang. And dealing with future.
You know who's connected to Kang? Iron Lad. I'm like that opens up a lot of doors.
So yeah, I mean, there's those characters it'd be great to see. You want to see those, but like I said, I've always said it perfectly. Like Fox.
Oh, okay. I found a couple more questions just kind of searching through. I don't know who said this, but I saw it earlier when I was scrolling through. The chat's going pretty quick. Would you guys, if Spider-Man does well, do you think they would possibly end up going into the multiverse and doing things like Spider-Gwen?
Maybe, but I really don't want that. I don't know. I think it's just like leave Gwen dead in the movies. She's kind of being everywhere in the comics at the moment.
Honestly, in the movies, in the Marvel Studios version of the movie, this is what I would want to do is they go ultimate with it, and they have both Gwen and MJ alive, and
Yeah,
they
that's
keep
true.
them around. I think that would be really cool.
For
That
me,
would be, but I just want to see her die because that's such an iconic thing, and
I
I
mean,
want to see him.
I mean, honestly, as much as people give crap to the Amazing Spider-Man 2, they did that scene perfectly. Like there aren't many things perfect about the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but that scene right there, that scene was perfect.
I think for me, if they were to do multiverses and stuff, I really would want to instead of. I know Gwen, she's and all for all rights. I can see where her popularity has come from, her being a Spider character. I really would want to see May Parker. That's who I would want to see. Um, and
Dude,
and of
yeah.
course,
Yeah,
and of
yeah.
course, Miguel O'Hare. I would love to see them do Future. You get to see the
Spider-Man
future.
2099 would be pretty
Yeah.
cool. I would
I mean,
love
we
if
gotta
we
look at
if we got to go the Netflix route. Spider-Man Noir would be pretty badass. I would.
yeah,
Oh my
Spider-Man.
god.
Yeah, that'd work on Netflix. For
Uh,
me, for me, every time I watch a movie like movies like Fifth Element, I'm like, man, this could have been Miguel's world right here. Like the flying cars and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's it.
But in terms of the multiverse, I'd rather them just focus on like the universe itself. Like have your Spider Girl, Spider Woman, and you do Spider Man 2099 because that's the future. Agent Venom. Not focused on the multiverse, kind of
yeah.
Spider Verse kind of stuff later. Just until you have everything else set up. So that's what.
But if we're mentioning Spider Girl though, I always throw this out there whenever Spider Girl is mentioned. Victoria Justice needs to, if that role is ever available, give it to Victoria Justice because Victoria Justice, she has Mayday's look down packed, and oh my gosh, she would be perfect.
Yeah, if yeah, definitely if they made her, they would probably make her a little older, but she's
Yeah.
she's in her 20s, but she's very young looking, so I could see her.
Yeah,
And
May is actually technically my age because she was born around the time I was born. So she's at least 21, 22 right now.
hmm
All right.
that'd be kind of cool. And yeah, but I definitely agree with Kyle. Like, kind of stick to what like
Yeah.
current. Cause I know that's kind of how like everybody's looking at it now. Like the look of I just saw a picture where the whole Peter with the shield, and they instantly already made Miles's costume like someday, and I was like, and as much as I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I like Miles too, guys, but it's just like,
Look, I love Miles, but guys, can we get a proper Pete first? Because I
yeah, you
mean,
guys
like,
kind of need a proper Pete for that. I mean, and now that Peter is going to be 15 in this universe now, so and it'd be really hard unless they do somewhere.
Miles would have to be like a 9-year-old or like because Miles. The thing about Miles is he grows up idolizing Peter Parker. Peter Parker is essentially Miles' Uncle Ben, and that's what makes it really cool. So if they have Miles in the universe already, they have to just have him in the background. They can't have him in the forefront. Like it wouldn't make any sense.
Exactly. It's like you build to it. He's the legacy character. He's not the one that takes over before Peter. And I've always said it. It's just Peter dying or was essential for the character because his dad was kind of racist against superheroes. He didn't like them, and he was
Yep.
scared. But when Peter died, he went, "I could have done something," and he literally could have because he had his powers then. And that's why it happened. And I'm not saying you have to kill Peter Parker off in this universe. He can just be inspired. You can have a movie where Peter walks off into the sunset with Mary Jane, and he's inspired. Like maybe last couple movies, maybe we do see Miles, and it's like, yeah, I got this spider bite, and then we do a movie down the line where his origin stuff and all that. But or even in
Yeah.
the movie. You know, just giving it like this is the next kid. You know, because what I've always wanted, and I wish we would have done it with the Marvel universe if Peter Parker just hadn't been reset, was after One More Day was Miles being integrated and Pete's married, maybe kids on the way, or maybe is like 1 year old, and Pete's training Miles to be the next Spider-Man because he's like,
Yeah,
look, I got
I have a family. He's like, I have a family. I couldn't, I can't be full-time Spider-Man anymore. You've got this. You've got this one, kid. You have my blessing.
Something like that. You know, you want the character, but like we've saying, guys, it's like much as we like Miles, it's like we need a proper Peter. I mean, especially to be integrated into this world. It's like now he's here, but now we gotta see who is this Peter.
exactly.
Yep.
You had two other guys play the role, and what they gave their version. Now this is Mr. Holland's version of it. You know,
And from what we've seen from interviews from Tom and from stuff he's posted on Instagram and Facebook, he says he's taking his favorite elements from both portrayals and kind of mixing it in with his own style to create his own version of Peter, which I really respect. I'm glad that he's like, yeah, because he's like he acknowledges that both did a great job in their own unique respects, and I want to kind of take elements from both and mix it in with my own kind of style.
I like that. I like. Sorry, I'm tying my shoe. Sorry. I like that. That's good. That's good thinking. You know, you like what you saw from both guys. That's like if somebody else, like in a sense with all the guys who have played Batman. You know, you look at what they did with the character, and you bring your own twist to that character, your own element. And with Mr. Holland, young Mr. Holland, once again, I keep saying that because I am older than him, so he's gonna bring his own twist to it, his like I said, his own flavor to it. But add in
and he's all about it too, because like he spider themed all his stuff. He got a tattoo of the Spider-Man symbol on his arm. That was pretty dope. I was like, yeah.
And he can pull off some of them flips because I've seen it on.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does parkour. That was pretty cool. That's how he. I think that's what he said. That's how he landed the role. And something funny that like Chris, you posted earlier on Facebook. It turns out that he auditioned with John Bernthal.
Yeah, he auditioned with John Bernthal. I was like, whoa, that was pretty cool. So it's with we're gonna get Holland, and I wanted to bring this up too because I'm kind of getting real. This is another one that I'm really getting tired of, in a sense, because we're seeing it more often now, and these are, and I'm not talking to anybody out there that has no problem with it, but I'm talking to people out there that seem to pull off this biasness, and the fact is that we're seeing more British actors playing these heroes. What the hell? Why American actors aren't playing? Dude, like, really? Like,
they need to chill out with that kind of stuff.
Come on, seriously,
Honestly, I don't really care as long as they do the character justice and they have an American accent. For an American character, I don't care. Like Hugh Jackman,
we had an Australian man play Wolverine. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, look, it's like how you had an Aussie playing a Canadian character, and it's like what does a Canadian sound like? No disrespect to any friend that is Canadian.
Pride of the X-Men predicted Hugh Jackman. They had a Wolverine that was Australian in there.
Yeah,
they already knew it.
You got Mr. You got Superman.
Yep, Cavill is British.
You have Charlie Cox, another British guy.
Yeah,
which I did not know until I heard him in an interview. I did not know he was British.
You got who's going to be Iron Fist. Is he British? I don't know.
Yeah, he's British.
Okay, he's British.
Everyone in Game of Thrones is British, so okay.
So
yeah.
And then we have no, I'm not even gonna go Wonder Woman because that's different. But the fact is, like, look, if these actors can pull it off, like, it shouldn't matter about their nationality of who they are.
Yeah, exactly. Like not to get into like politics. Oh, sorry about that.
You need to be specific right there because
Okay.
then somebody will use. So, if you're saying that, then,
Okay.
there shouldn't be a problem with gods of Egypt, huh?
Okay.
See, that's
Okay.
what
All
you
right.
Alright, yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yes. Okay. Let me rephrase that a little bit because in terms of the characters, yes. Because when we get down to gods of Egypt, that was bullshit casting
Or Exodus.
Yeah,
or Exodus stuff like that. But the fact is that when you got a character like Superman, who is a very big
American character.
As long
American
as long
hero,
as they look Caucasian and like they are Caucasian characters, that's pretty much fine. You don't want Black
and the
Panther
one thing that's
played
always
by a
been
white guy.
the one thing about Spider-Man that Stan Lee has always said was the fact that he appealed to every nationality because you never knew what he looked like. If you didn't know what he looked like under that mask. He could have been black,
Exactly.
he could have been Asian, he could have been anybody, and until you finally see him remove that mask and say, "Hey, I'm Peter Parker," you know, that was a thing. But I'm really kind of getting tired of hearing that, like all these British characters, British people, actors playing these characters. It's like it's stupid.
Yeah, like I remember hearing like my job is I deliver TV, set them up, and other things like that. And I heard this one guy. He was like, and he was really weird. Like he was like I hate when I see these computers and these toys and all that, and they say made in China. And he was like, one day he's like, I told my son one day it's gonna say made in the USA. And I was like, who the fuck cares? As long as the product's good, I don't care.
So, see, like it's stuff like that I kind of get tired of. It's like
Fucking China, fucking a good product. It's just,
I bet you eat that Americanized Chinese food.
you eat that Americanized Chinese food, don't you? Yeah.
exactly. And I hope all I said came through because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, see, that's like hearing people complain about Taco Bell when it's like because it's not real Mexican food. But look, guys, you just suck it up,
Well,
deal with it.
no,
You
well,
eat it.
you only get a face palm when somebody says, "Oh, I've had Mexican food." Where? Taco Bell.
Taco Bell or Chipotle.
Chipotle, yeah.
Like you do realize that's not authentic Mexican food.
Yeah, it's like
That's like I've had Kentucky food. Where? Kentucky Fried Chicken, man.
so it is what it is, but so yeah. But what's your next question, Jay?
Okay, there was one final question that I found that we haven't already covered. We kind of covered this in our last Spidey video, but I feel like we can answer it one more time. Ricky asked us who would we want to see as the villain for a solo Spidey movie.
For the solo Spidey movie, the first villain. First of all, for me, I want them to build up Kraven.
For me, the first villain I would like them to see, since they're going classic, let's go with Adrian Toomes. Let's use the Vulture.
The Vulture.
What about
the
Vulture?
No Vultures.
I mean, Vulture is kind of sub. I know he's not a strong villain, but I mean, it's a start. It's a starter. Like, you know what I mean? You got to start off somewhere.
I think.
Oh, wait a minute. I can see it now. I can see it now.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh, there are like strikes going on for the next battle because he's mistreating the elderly.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, can you imagine JJ writing that? Spider-Man beating up on the elderly. Look at this menace.
He's beating a defenseless old man.
Yeah, but if for me, I say it like this: what we've seen, who we've seen so far, is characters that I don't want to see done yet. Again, right now, I don't want to see as much as I would love to see Doc Ock, and I thought Alfred Molina did a great job as Doc Ock.
Get Alfred Molina back.
I actually have him come back. I actually have him come back as that character. But we've seen Goblin. Yeah, we've seen Goblin. Okay, and let's honestly be honest here. Green Goblin is kinda up there as Joker for Spider-Man. It's obvious. So you
But
gotta have him.
one thing we got to get out of the way with Goblin though. None of this. It's morphin' time.
Yeah, none of the yeah, none of that armor. I mean, I would love to see him in a costume, but if not,
seeing what originally he was.
yeah, seeing that original what he was gonna be originally was cool. But if they
I
go
wanna
Ultimate Goblin,
Oh, yeah.
ultimate. My god, that would be
take that.
badass as
I'll take
hell.
that. You know,
Uh,
but if I was to say anybody, like I said, build up Craven because that's who I really want. I want Craven, but I say Mysterio. I say old fishbowl. You know, I would like.
Mysterio's a good one. Another one I would want for like maybe a starter, maybe for like a first movie for
Cindy.
something like minor. No, I would go with Black Cat actually for like a starter. Like he's just dealing with a regular thief, and maybe he has a little fling or whatever. Like, and Kyle can have his.
Like, wait, so what is this? Gonna be what? Fatal Attraction meets Basic Instinct?
Fatal Attraction meets Fatal. All right, go ahead, Kyle. Who would you want to see in the first movie?
Well, I can't have Moreland because you got to set him up, and it'd just be weird if he popped up out of nowhere. It's kind of like I can't have my Bendis thing like next season because you got to build up Daredevil. But to do the outing of the public, but I'd love Scorpion actually. I think Scorpion would be a good.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Cause like
That'd be a
again,
good one right there.
you could set up JJ as the villain again, like just like Gargan. I need you to do me a favor, all right? We're gonna let you do some experiment. We're gonna pay this guy to do experiments on you.
Would you want him to make all that?
No. I do not want any of that shit going on in my movie.
Yeah, Mr. James.
Yeah, remember how he was? Don't call me names.
No, call me that, Mr. Don't call me that, Joe.
That guy always sounded like he had snot in his nose and saliva in his mouth every time he talked. Like, god damn, like fuck, like no. So I was like, fuck.
He had such a nasally voice. That was so annoying. Oh
Yeah, Scorpion would be good. I wouldn't mind that. Mysterio would be awesome. That'd be cool. But Craven would be great for a build up. But yeah, I don't know who else I would want that would kind of be new and different because I don't want to see.
Oh, you know what would be a good one? If especially if Zendaya is playing Liz, it would be cool if they did Molten Man.
Oh, Molten Man, yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, and you could do it kind of like how JMS did it, just teenage, where we did the kind of one that was one of Peter's friends, and you could just do it like as a teenage story where it's like he's kind of a teenager basically, maybe a Molten Man.
Exactly. Or you could do it like in like how Spectacular Spider-Man had it. Like Liz's older brother has a gambling problem, and he gets into some debt with some loan sharks, and like so they're like, all right, you can get off your debt if you participate in these experiments, and maybe they experiment with some Terrigen Mist or something, and he gets the Molten Man powers.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Or they give him those like fish oil. They give him those fish oil pills.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say Slug.
Wait, there's a character named Slug.
Yeah,
I was just doing this.
Yeah, he looks like
he's a fat guy. He's just as I'm talking about. He's fatter than Kingpin, and he's barely.
Malcolm. He literally looks like Jabba the Hutt. Like he's
like Jabba the Hutt.
Can we have Tree Man? Throw coconuts at thee, and it's like he's the lamest villain I've ever seen.
I thought Kyle was talking about Tree Man from YouTube.
Tree Man, you know would be good? Chameleon.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because that was one of those. That's like a story about like he's like, and then you could do probably like. Yeah, do that as the first movie where kind of maybe Jameson sees him more as a menace because of what Chameleon did, and then do Scorpion maybe for a second movie because it's like I hate this guy, he's a piece of shit, So it's like,
that would work really well actually.
The only thing is you do Chameleon, just hopefully because I've always been the one. Anytime you do some story where somebody's taking the identity of another person, And you do it at the expense of making everybody else look dumb.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yep.
I mean, comedian be good. First of all, I want him to talk. That's for one thing. I don't
talk much.
Okay, he didn't talk in the cartoon. He only talked when he turned into somebody. And I'm like, yeah, and I would.
That's maybe why he liked Turnbull. He was like, hey, I can talk now.
That was stupid. If let me see who else I can see.
I got something.
All right, go ahead.
You guys been talking about, fleshing out Robbie. You do Tombstone.
Yeah, but Tombstone's gonna be in Luke Cage.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, I think
wow.
he is. I heard. Yeah, he's gonna be in Luke. There's a guy. Jay said there's a guy called Lonnie Lincoln. I'm like,
yeah, there's gonna be a Lonnie Lincoln Jr. In Luke Cage, so I'm assuming that the kid's dad is gonna be Tombstone.
And and it comes
people
out
in the comments. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, finish.
No, go ahead. What was you gonna say?
Okay. Malcolm. Some people in the comments have been saying they want Kingpin, and I wouldn't say he wants to fight Spider-Man. He wants to fight Spider-Man, apparently. So. Wait, did that come through?
I heard
you lagged towards the end.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Kingpin. I mean, yeah, of course, and he's also who's it? What's his name?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah, he said he would love to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and a villain that I was talking with a buddy of mine yesterday, and my friend Sean, he kept pushing for this one. He wants to see Ben Kingsley, Hobgoblin, actually, because he's like, I'm tired of Green Goblin. Give me Hobgoblin, because that would be cool.
Man, I
definitely take Hobgoblin. Either Robert Kingsley. I'll take Robert Kingsley or Jason McIndale's version. I don't know about Ned Leeds when he was Hobgoblin.
I could just imagine Honest Trailers doing the video for Spider-Man. Instead of doing green, they decided to do the Hobgoblin. How original! I'm like, oh god, it's like don't even.
No. And I think the weird thing about the Hobgoblin though, like could they introduce Phil Urich? Because Ben Urich is dead. Does he have any family?
What we saw was that he's survived by his wife. Remember, his wife was still alive.
Yeah, but does he have a nephew? Because that could be cool to see. Maybe
I don't know. Did they ever bring?
They never mentioned it. They only mentioned the wife, and that was about it.
Yeah. So I guess they could retcon it in or something.
I have a recommendation for a villain who just maybe start off with Spot.
Who?
Spot. The Spot.
Oh yeah.
You could do the Spot really creepy. You could do the Spot really creepy. That'd be great.
Really creepy. If they wanted to go keep it more like, because I've always liked Spider-Man stories that dealt with, it's more gangster crime-esque stuff.
Yeah.
So when he was dealing with stuff like Hammerhead and Adrian Silvermane and people like that, I always thought that was cool.
They introduced Madame Mask already. They could do the Magia in a Spider-Man movie and have Count Nefario, or even like I said before, they could do Silvio Manfredi and freaking Silver Sable. That could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Silver Sable. Mm-hmm.
Silver Sable, or
oh boy.
The only brand new day Spider-Man villain I would want would probably be Mr. Negative for some reason.
Yeah, Mr. Negative.
Change up everything from Slot, because Slot stuff that he was doing with him now is so boring. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I would mind him.
Mr. Negative.
The thing is, like, when I wonder who they're gonna get to play. Who's gonna be the main villain?
You know who could play Mr. Negative? You know who I would like to see play Mr. Negative if they did use Mr. Negative? B.D. Wong. I think B.D. Wong would be a cool Mr. Negative.
Oh, who is already playing Hugo Strange now?
Yep. They always typecast him as as a psychologist, though. I want to see him play as just a ruthless gangster.
Man, who could I see playing Mr. Negative?
Jackie Chan.
I've never seen him.
He's an Asian guy. He looks like, think of like a domino. That's like he's.
Oh no, I've seen it.
Yeah. Let me see who I can see. Daniel Day Kim.
Oh yeah.
Who plays Chin on Hawaii Five-0.
Plays Gat.
And who plays Johnny Gat. Yeah. Oh yeah. I could see him.
Oh no, I can see it now during the meeting. We done
Yeah. Or
Oh my god.
I would maybe Chow Yun Fat.
Cheyenne Fat playing Mr. Negative. That would be kind
as
of
a hero.
Let's see. I don't want to say Donnie Yen because I
feel
like
like
him as a hero too.
I would, I feel like this is kind of a given for like Asian gangster, like kind of bad guy, but freaking Ken Watanabe, Mr. Negative.
Yeah, he's having some issues now, some heart issues too, and I'm really worried about him. You know, right now he's on Broadway right now. I was like, whoa, he's on Broadway? That's cool. He's on Broadway doing the story The King and I.
Cool.
So, he's taking some time off because he was having like a heart problem right now. It was scaring me too. I was like, oh no, please, don't lose anybody else.
Hey Kyle, are you in the comments? Cause my phone's charging. I can't see anything right now.
No, because my phone's giving me the internet, and if I do that, you're gonna hear me go, yeah. So there was this.
I'll go. Remember when he used to go.
Sounded like the Tasmanian devil.
Wait. Jay, didn't you have some other questions that you had?
Those two, the one with the one about the other properties was the main one that I had, and then the Spider-Gwen question with the multiverse and stuff.
I could do this all day.
That was my favorite line from the trailer, to be honest. If we're not counting the Spider-Man stuff, that was my favorite line from the trailer.
I like that they went back to the first one, the first movie there.
Yeah, because
that was nice.
Yeah, because that was a good metaphor. Because now they show that Tony's the bully in this. That was cool.
It still looked like Tony was getting his ass kicked because even in the suit, Tony was still getting his ass kicked.
Well, I mean, Tony honestly isn't a fighter in these movies. Exactly. He's not like a hand-to-hand. He's not a fighter.
Have you guys seen the meme of the image where like they unmask Rhodey and it's not Don Cheadle, it's Terrence Howard.
I've seen a Kanye West.
Terrence Howard. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
I seen a Kanye West. I saw a Terrence Howard and him smiling.
He's smiling.
He's like,
he's like, hey Tony, can you lend me $350? I was like,
oh. Oh yeah, I die apparently. It's like, dang.
Hey Tony, lend me $350 million.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Poor Don Cheadle, dying off. Poor guy.
I really hope they don't kill Rhodey. They better not.
I wonder if he's dead or is he?
They're probably gonna hospitalize him. I don't think he's gonna die.
Tony in that movie, in the trailers, and even the TV spot, Rhodey has to die because that kind of justifies Tony being very angry and very much
that makes sense.
Because you hear him at the end of the TV spot. And Robert Downey Jr. has never been this dark with Tony before, and he opens the door and says, "You chose the wrong side," and it's the darkest I've ever seen Tony. He's acting rash in this trailer. He's looking at Steve like you see him. He's like, "It doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony." And you see Robert Downey Jr.'s eyes, and he's kind of like tearing up a little bit in his eyes, and it's like he's angry, and it's like.
Do you guys think that that Rhodey is going to be basically the Bill Foster of this Civil War event?
Oh, man.
Basically, probably, yeah.
Probably is. He'll be the Black Goliath of it, man. Yeah. Oh man, that's.
And also, this is called a war. People die in it.
It would also suck because honestly, the reason why I was thinking that Rhodey probably might not, but now that I think about it, he probably will. Now that we're drawing the parallels. The reason why I was saying he might not was because if you really think about it, with they can only pay Robert Downey Jr. so much for so long, and Rhodey is the most likely candidate to replace him once Iron Man, decides to retire or
Mhm.
whatever. So
Yeah.
Wait,
unless they give Pepper a suit, I don't
I,
know.
I don't want that. I
let me
don't
see.
want
Okay, first of all, I'm looking at some of these comments. I want to see That John is saying I want to see Kingpin in the Spider-Man movie. We already got Kingpin, and I wouldn't mind. And Vincent D'Onofrio has said that he wants to deal with Spider-Man. That'd be great.
wants to kick
PC veteran says the Rhino without the mechanic suit. So you would want
Um,
to do stuff. I can only see the Rhino as not in a full movie.
I've always
As a heavy.
I've always wondered, like, maybe you can. How does he go to the bathroom and that shit? Because he's like, no. This is
First of
honestly
all,
a legitimate
that
question.
skin, it's a
Yeah,
part of him now.
it's
He was
melded
part
to
of an
him.
experiment, and it's a part that hide is a part of him. It makes kind of sense.
Yeah.
well, to quote Tony Stark,
You froze out, Kyle. What'd you say?
Not a good doubt.
from Iron Man 2, people always ask me how to go to the bathroom in this. Am I not lagging anymore?
No,
go ahead.
you were lagging a little bit, but you're good.
Oh, I can't say my joke now. It might be too late.
All right.
Damn, I had a good one. Fucking internet.
Let me see. Would you want to? Okay. The Prowler for a build-up villain and Miles setup. The Prowler was a villain for a short while.
Because the Prowler is Miles' uncle. So yeah, that could honestly be how they.
Yeah, they're going ultimate Prowler. If anything, I would want original Hobie Brown as the Prowler, and it build up, have him as a villain for a while, and then when Peter let him go, he realized that hey, this guy's all right. He giving me a second chance. All right.
or even maybe they could set up like the Prowler as one of his classmates, and he's stealing to get by because he's having a rough time or whatever.
Let me see.
Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like that one kid that was on that like cyber kind of like skateboard and the '90s show.
You're talking about the Rocket Racer.
Yeah, Rocket Racer. Yep.
He's actually real too. He's not made up. That's a real character.
I know. It's just funny. Oh no, my boots are stuck to the elevator.
Oh man.
Okay, Brian says the Shocker.
Not by himself. He's kind of. I don't really want him by himself.
PC veteran says Morbius.
I could see that definitely.
I need your plasma.
The only thing PC we don't want is the suction cups on the hand. So like he's trying to go after Peter.
Remember when Spider-Man had those 6 arms and he tried to suck it away from him?
No, my favorite thing from Morbius from that show is I'm sorry, Felicia. I must feed.
Yeah.
The 90s voice acting in some of those shows was not up to the caliber at all. It was pretty funny.
Let's see, John Nelson, would you guys want them to do the backstory? Oh, the Back in Black story.
Yes.
Movie.
If they actually got Venom, hell yeah.
Yeah, if they. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Depending.
The Back in Black one where Peter beats the shit out of Kingpin and all that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool it'd be cool because Kingpin is in jail right now, so you see him trying to get out, and then Peter just comes in and is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna knock your ass out, old man."
I'd have to see that a little bit later when Peter's a little bit older.
Yeah,
because that's
Eric Roberts as Kingpin. God, oh my God, Eric Roberts Kingpin. Julia Roberts' brother.
I'm gonna cry. I can see it now. You get beat up. Now, guard, you gotta kill me.
You talk about Terrence Howard crying a lot. Eric Roberts cries almost in every movie I've seen him in. It's so funny. I'm like, it's so odd to think this is Julia Roberts' brother right here.
Oh man.
Kind of odd. It's kind of odd when we know that what's her first name? Jake Gyllenhaal's sister is
Maggie
is
Gyllenhaal.
the youngest.
Yeah, that's the I'm like, man, she looks.
She looks man. She does look old. Oh man.
You know who would be a great villain for a Spider-Man movie? Tobey Maguire, so that way I can get the line, "Hey, I'm coming for you."
No, I heard that Marvel was interested in giving some like Andrew Garfield another role in one of the.
I would, you know who I think Andrew Garfield could play. He could play
Speedball?
Justice. I could see him as Justice actually.
Oh, yeah, Justice would be good. I can see him as Speedball. I can see him as a couple of characters. Okay, I hope I'm saying your name right, dude. DNGN 4774. I guess.
What's up, DN?
Do you think they will put in the Scarlet Witch Century Romance? Oh,
No, if they do that, I will literally go like fucking what Dashi does. Peach, bitch, peach, bitch, fuck, fuck. Just got.
What's the matter, Kyle? What's the matter, Kyle? You afraid of a little you're afraid of a little interspecies love? You don't like no robot? You don't like robot sex, Kyle?
Oh, I thought we were talking about this. I thought we were talking about the Century, the fucking dick.
Century.
Oh no! Fuck Robert Reynolds. I hate that.
Now we're pretty much on the Q&A. We're on the Q&A side of things now. But
okay, because if you're talking like a robot or like I don't mind Vision in Wanda, but if you're talking Century, that's what I heard.
Because once again, like I said, Century's always been this forgotten hero. Now they've done all these stories where he's had romantic involvements with a couple of characters. Rogue. I don't know how, but she could not take his powers and stuff so she was really intimate with him. I'm like, where the hell did this come from?
Man, he should have just been Dragon Balls.
The only thing that was cool about the Century was when he ripped Carnage in half.
Actually, I really didn't think anything Century ever did was kind of lame to me. Even I love Bendis, but everything Bendis did with him, I just did not give a shit about.
I don't know. That was a cool image at least of seeing him.
So like we said, guys, we're on the Q&A side of things now, guys. So you guys have Spider-Man related questions or just questions in general, you can hit us with it. Doesn't matter now.
And then you went like a villain. Like a little bitch, fucking betrayed them. Fuck her.
Okay, no one wants Pepper in that suit. I wouldn't mind seeing Rescue.
Actually, I wanted to see Rescue in Iron Man 3, and I was upset I didn't get to see Rescue.
I haven't really liked Pepper since Iron Man 1, so I really don't want that.
I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't think Gwyneth Paltrow's gonna come back.
No, yeah. she probably won't.
But honestly, though, guys, I would rather take Gwyneth Paltrow Rescue over fucking Natalie Portman Thor, because I'm tired of people telling me that. No, Padme does not deserve. Padme is not worthy. Okay, Padme needs to go. Padme needs to go somewhere with a lot of sand, just sand everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's see, Nathan Banks, you say. Nathan says, as much as I agree that the X-Men should stay with Fox, my question is, how far and how long can you take it? Fox could run out of things to do with the X-Men at some point.
There are enough stories for Fox to go for a very long time.
Yeah, there's too many stories right now, and as long as they keep putting, for example, right now they talking about X-Force.
Yep.
You got X-Force, you can do X-Factor, you can do X-Corp.
Excalibur.
Excalibur. It depends on Excalibur because not all of them were mutants. And that's where I've always kind of questioned about Marvel is like with Betsy, pretty much. Does Fox own Brian and Jasper, her older brothers, or
because they're not mutants.
Yeah, Brian's not a mutant. His powers are magical. You know, Captain Britain has magic. His powers are more magical.
I'm pretty sure we could probably make like we did with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, because they've always been Avengers. I mean, their biggest stories are Avengers, but they're mutants. So I'm pretty sure we could probably have an exception to that, where they can have two universes. Like they'll probably have like Brian could be in X-Men and Avengers.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. So what do you guys think about the rumor about Quicksilver actually being alive in that tube in the trailer?
I don't want that. He should stay dead. I don't want the comic book thing where they all come back. Coulson, I didn't think was worthy of coming back, and I'm
I don't
sorry.
know. Honestly, Quicksilver had a lame ass death, so I kind of want him to.
No. He had a great death. I loved it. It worked. I'm gonna fight you about that.
I didn't feel it was lame, but I actually watched the video that Craig had sent, and I watched it. I'm like, I totally forgot. Yeah, he did have Miss Alan Johnson had a multi-picture deal. I was like, oh shoot, that's right, he did.
Yeah, he does have
maybe a House of M thing, or maybe memories for with Scarlet Witch, but nothing more. I want him to.
I guess they could do flashbacks. I don't know. I just want to see more Quicksilver, because
I like Quicksilver. Like, I think that's the best Quicksilver. I think the one in X-Men and Days of Future Past, I've told Chris, is boring as shit and it's just a plot device. I hate him. I'm sorry. The actor.
Oh, okay. He did mean Vision. Your friend. He did say he meant Vision.
Okay.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Hate's a strong
word. Vision. The Scarlet Witch Vision romance. I don't know if they're good. I thought they were.
I actually read in an interview with Elizabeth Olsen, and she said that they have a huge connection because their powers come from the same source, so they understand each other a lot more, and she helps Vision understand his emotions better, and she's mourning her brother, and Vision's kind of comforting her there, but she doesn't agree with him on the fact that he sided with Tony, because obviously she has a problem with Tony, but Tony is his creator, so he has to side with his father in a way. So that's that's where the divide comes in.
And that's why it's such a personal story. It looks like a personal story because these are people that have worked together. They're kind of like brothers and sisters in arms.
Yeah, I would love to see them do the romance and see it really be like a civil war. Because if you look at the American Civil War, you had brothers against brothers. Some people that were, that loved each other on opposite sides.
And they say this one is this. They said this will be, not only will this be the longest out of the Marvel movies, but it'll also be one of the most kind of shocking. Like, it'll be an emotional ride. That's what the brothers have said. Like,
and the brothers and Chris Evans has said this movie has a body count.
Which I like, because it has war in its title, and people have to die. It's called war. I mean, I don't think you need to kill off every fucking character, but I mean, Rhodey's dead, and T'Challa looks like he's crying. You see that one scene with him.
His dad more than likely dies in that embassy.
Yeah, you probably know that T'Chaka died. I mean, that's gotta be the case.
What I just said once, but Jay said he would be salty, but personally I don't like his sister, but...
see, Nathan Yost, I want to see Red Hulk and freaking Red She-Hulk. Where's Betty Ross in the... Is she dead? No, she's not dead.
She was just never mentioned. Like, they never mentioned...
At the end of Incredible Hulk, I kind of saw it as just Bruce was kind of just going away forever. He didn't want to be in her life anymore. He didn't want the Hulk to ruin it.
Yeah, he didn't want to put her in danger. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's the way. I mean, it'd be really kind of... The only way I could see them probably doing that is if basically like Betty feels like, okay, if the only way I can be with you, Bruce, is if I become like you, that would be an interesting story. So hence the Red She-Hulk, but I still would think it's kind of a cop-out. Like, nah.
They could actually build up Rolk as a big cinematic universe villain if they wanted to. With they do that they do that storyline in the comics that they did. Like, who is the Red Hulk? That could be really
except actually make him a villain that maybe you could have maybe 2 movies or something like that, or maybe a movie Kind of like what they did in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, where he's like kind of a friend and
Yeah,
he
where he
betrays
pretends.
them.
Yeah, where he pretends to be an Avenger just to get a good get to good public opinion and stuff, and he betrays him. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Or maybe
That,
do the Simon Williams kind of Wonder Man thing where you get a renegade Avengers team of just like, he's like, yeah, this is my Avengers team, bitches. And it's like, all right, we're going to take you down, you know?
That's kind of one of my theories about Civil War is like this is going to be the birth of the Secret Avengers. Like, I still have a feeling that Bucky's going to supposedly die, but not actually die, and
yep.
he's going to work from the shadows like he usually does with a team.
Yeah,
You know?
because you can't.
I honestly think Cap is gonna die but not die, and he's gonna become the captain or something, and then
Just if he does, keep him out of that stupid black and yellow costume.
no.
I loved it in the I loved it in the 75 years of Captain America. They went, and then Captain America took threw his shield down in his costume and stopped, and then like became Nomad. And then the book didn't sell because it's called Captain America, so he became Captain America again. It's so fast. Like he became Captain America again. It's like, damn.
All right, your next question. How long? This is from John. How long do you think we all have to wait to see MJ in the movies? Okay, I'll start with you, Kyle.
I don't know. Maybe a 2 or 3. Maybe. I don't know. Like I have to still. The thing is, this we don't know the extent of what they're gonna do in this universe yet.
That's true.
I have to wait and see for the first one, which comes out next year. With like Batman, the last Wolverine movie, Thor, Wonder Woman. That's insane. I have to wait. Maybe a third movie, maybe at the end of the second movie. Maybe they're just wanting to do because this whole Michelle, maybe she could be a love interest for a little bit to do something different. I don't know what they're going to do exactly, but maybe a second, third movie, some kind of deal right there to get Mary Jane in there. Maybe second or third, like I said. I don't know. Go ahead. What was next?
Oh yeah, that's Jeremy. Jay, you're next. What do you think?
All right, so I think they could do. I think what I think could be interesting is if they do like what they kind of did, what Stan Lee kind of did in the comics at first, and they keep mentioning Mary Jane, and like Peter just keeps trying to duck. Peter just keeps trying to duck her because all Aunt May says is she has a great personality. And
great personality. Ugh.
Yeah, and then so he just keeps trying to duck her, and then at the end of the first movie is when he opens the door, and that's how the movie ends. Is face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot, and I'm just
And what I would love,
that's how you could do it.
I would love if they did that and did what they did with the Spectacular Spider-Man, and even in the old Ditko comics where they had like the giant. I know it'd be cheesy, but I like it. They have the giant Spider-Man symbol, but the web's kind of in the sky. That'd be really cool.
Yes.
Like, that's like the end of the movie.
I saw him have the utility belt, so I'm hoping that he has the spider flashlight.
Oh, the Spidey signal. Yeah, the Spidey signal.
I want the Spidey
yeah,
stuff.
man, I love that. I love that.
One thing, if anything, from Spider-Man that I want to see, we got the web shooters finally. What I want are the spider tracers. Is spider tracers.
They need those and everything.
Oh yeah, Chris. So what do you think? How do you think they would introduce MJ?
The way you did it is exactly how I would do it. Like build up Mary Jane. Like we don't see her, but all you keep hearing is Ame talk about. My friend Anna Watson, and her niece, you would love her niece, she's got this great personality, and
great personality.
Really, like you keep talking about her or something like that. Like I could see that. That'd be kind of the way I do it too. Is like build up Mary Jane once again. Let me see. Okay, people are talking about. Jared Flowers, J Flo saying, "I love rescue. I love to see rescue." Your friend Deanna is saying, "I hate it. I'd hate to see Gwyneth Paltrow." Jared Flowers says, "Gwyneth in the Civil War." Okay, your boy again says, "Cable is a continuity bomb for Fox. You could do like 7 films just explaining his origin." Uh, depending on how they do it, the way I look
That
at it, depending on how
Cable
they
is a giant. Cable is a walking time paradox when you look
yeah,
at his
he's a
origin.
walking time paradox. That's true, but the way they can do it, they're probably gonna just make him the future son of Cyclops and Jean, not Cyclops and Madame Pryor.
No,
They're,
but no, but it's not even just that. But look at all his shit with Apocalypse and
yeah,
like how Apocalypse was the one who gave him the legacy virus, but it turns out he was the one that gave Apocalypse the legacy virus, which caused him to give baby him the legacy virus,
Oh
and
God.
time
yeah.
travel
There's a lot of.
bullshit.
They're really gonna have to really kind of get a set origin from that, and I wouldn't be surprised if Fox and the writers sit down and look at this and be like, okay, he's got a lot of history. We need to take
And
at least one chunk of it and go from there. That's
they
how I.
better they better not do all the clones and the
Yeah, none of
alternate
that
versions
clone
of
shit, not
himself.
strife and all that, but
Or
just
actually, I would kind of take X-Man. You remember X-Man?
oh Nate Gray,
Yeah,
yeah.
he'd be cool.
Let me see. Nathan, you say I heard that Quicksilver in Civil War is a clone. Does that remind me of the clone Thor? Oh, like Ragnarok. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
I
pretty
true.
don't.
cool.
I don't want that
That
because
that makes sense actually. He could be the next Ragnarok.
I don't want that because when they did that with Thor, it made the Iron Man side look really douchey, and I did not like that at all. Like I really did not like that. So I was like, I wouldn't like them, Tony, to
Yeah,
do that.
no, well, you know what? I liked it so much because what Thor did to him.
Yep. Yep.
When he
Oh
came
yeah,
back, I loved the look. They were in Louisiana. I remember it vividly. It was raining. It was during Katrina, and Thor was out there helping, and he came back to help, and Tony was like, Thor, hey, it's good to see you. Just the look of Thor's face is like, you're like, you mother.
No, man. Can you imagine if Tony did that to Pietro? Imagine Wanda,
Yeah,
man.
Wanda already don't like him, so yeah, could you? Yeah, you cloned my brother. I'm going to. It's just like how she's like, you know how it felt, and she just
I,
crushed it like it felt like.
I am going to kill you, you sad little
Like,
man.
oh my god, like yeah,
Oh,
he tried to do her accent.
yeah, like that. Let's see.
And he got cooked.
What?
I'm going in.
Yeah. Let's see. Your boy once again, Jay says, man, I was reading that. What are they gonna do with Thor now that they haven't killed him yet? Maybe he'll be fighting in Civil War with Loki during the Civil War.
I'm kind of.
Right now he's
I'm
gonna be world traveling with Hulk, in Civil
I'm
War,
still not
and
on
then
board. I'm
and
still not on board with that.
with the Ragnarok
I'm
stuff.
still not.
I feel like adding Hulk to that should have been Beta Ray Bill. That should have
Yeah.
been his. That should have been Beta Ray Bill's,
Or it
and
could have
it
been
could have been
freaking Sif. They could have just did
that
Sif
could have
and the
been
Warriors
Beta Ray
3.
Bill. The way I would have did Ragnarok is Beta Ray Bill. They could have introduced the Eternals. Um, dang, there's a couple of characters they could have introduced besides Hulk.
Yeah, and I
But
don't.
yeah, I
It
mean,
kind of
he's
did.
gonna be off world, so
It
he's
kind
off
of.
world while this is going on. So he doesn't know this is happening, and so
That having Hulk on Thor and Thor Ragnarok kind of diminishes the ending of Age of Ultron, as it looks like Hulk just wants to be left alone now. It's
yeah.
like it's like he tried it. He tried to to run away with Widow and all that, but it didn't work out in the end. It's like I don't want. It's like that really kind of peeves me off a little bit because I like Age of Ultron despite everyone else hating it. But it's like
I enjoyed it myself.
I liked Age of Ultron, Kyle. It was
I
good.
know,
I
I know
enjoyed it.
a lot of people seem to think it was boring. It didn't have no. I know my uncle actually watched. He tried to watch it. He told me and mom he fell asleep on. I was like, man.
yeah, I mean, people are entitled to their opinions, but I just like I had a story. I had stuff I liked. I don't care. I didn't think Black Widow was done sexist that Whedon was sexist. I don't really. I wouldn't let that shit go.
Honestly, it's like this. Like the way I would have done Hulk, especially. See, that's how I would have built up She-Hulk. Is like he went to be left alone, and he went and kind of stayed with his cousin for a while, and
That could be
Yeah.
when
really.
she came in, she's already the Hulk, and you're like, what happened? Are you, you could easily pull like a Reed Richards, say, wait a minute, you're green. Are you, yeah, Bruce Banner's my cousin. And you kind of give a little bit of a flashback. Yeah, I was a lawyer. I was working a case that the mob didn't want me on. They tried to take me out. He gave me a blood transfusion. And now look at me now.
Yep.
Something like that. But I too
Exactly.
feel, I too feel like with Kyle, like you said, yeah, I think this having the Hulk in this is just like, okay, you want to make this and what they keep saying, it's a buddy. I'm like,
And
wait a minute.
and honestly, like that just shows how desperate they are with these Thor movies. Because like the first Thor was alright. The first Thor was pretty solid. I liked the first Thor movie. It was like it did what it needed to do. The second Thor movie, they spent a little too much time on Earth. That was my main problem.
In the comedy too, and I mean, I've been reading Jason Aaron's Thor: God of Thunder because I'm reading the current Mighty Thor. I'm just about I actually finished God of Thunder, and I saw Malekith in it, and I'm like, oh my God, he's so amazing here, and I'm like,
See?
why-
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you see? Yeah,
Exactly,
you see?
Kyle. Once you actually read Malekith and you realize how badass he is, you're gonna
Yeah,
get so pissed off.
if you read any Malekith story, even before Aaron, when
Yeah.
Yep. If you read the Simonsons, when the
Simonson was
Simonsons
writing them, it was like, wow. But when you see the version, and it was, I felt so bad for the eighth Doctor?
Yeah, no, it was the Ninth Doctor,
Ninth
Christopher Eccleston.
Doctor? Yeah.
yeah, it was the eighth
Eccleston,
Doctor.
I felt so sorry for him
the-
because he's such a good actor, and I'm a big Doctor Who fan. That's the first Doctor I watched.
Eccleston was cool.
And but you just looked at that portrayal, and you watch Thor: Dark World. It's like too much time on Earth, and they're trying to put in a lot of Simonson's run.
And too much re-emphasizing the comedy.
Yeah, too much emphasizing the comedy.
Yeah.
And with
Kyle brought that up. That's true.
Ragnarok now, I mean, instantly when they showed Thor Ragnarok, I'm like, oh shit, we're getting Surtur. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna see the Twilight of the Gods.
But then they bring up Guardians and they say that it's gonna be more like Guardians. Like, why does it need to be like Guardians?
Like, it's like you can't name it that if you're not doing the Twilight of the Gods. Like,
Exactly. Like it'd be like doing Jason Aaron's The God Butcher stuff and having it be funny. It's like that wasn't funny. I mean, you had some jokes here and there, but it's like you can have subtle comedy, but the death of all the Norse gods is not a funny thing. I mean, like it's not funny. It shouldn't.
not.
It's like seeing your family die. Like I'm pretty sure Odin's gonna die. Loki, I kind of want Loki to die in this because I don't think there's much left to do with that character. Personally, for me, I think it's time to wrap him up. So it's like
Fangirls are gonna kill you, Kyle. You know the fangirls love Loki.
I think it's time for Hiddleston. Like, Loki, he done his part. I think it's time. Honestly, if they are going to start killing people, look, the people that kind of don't want to be there anymore, kill them off. Like,
kill off Heimdall. Like
as much as I like Mr. Alba, but he's the one that's been saying like, look, I don't want to play this character no more. It's like, yo, then kill him off.
After playing Mandela, he thought it was let me do Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But
because after he played Mandela, I finally sat down and watched that movie, and I will say this: he did a masterful job as that character, as that man. And then he felt like coming back to this role was like beneath him. I'm like, okay, dude, like this is a fun movie. You should appreciate it, but.
Also, how are they going to explain? Did they ever supposed to be related? Because like that's Heimdall.
Yeah, because Heimdall and Sif are brother and sister. They never acknowledged those two. That's the only other character. If they kill off characters, I don't want to see get killed off. I kind of want to see Sif around where they can really focus more on her because.
Padme is just a weak ass love interest, man. I don't like Padme.
Yeah, okay, kill off Jane. I don't care. Like,
Yeah,
kill her
I
off.
would, I would love it if. Oh, good. I'm sorry.
I kill off Jane, where we can finally see the relationship between Sif and
Thor.
like start
Um,
really developing more.
Yeah.
Because look, she's another one. I like Natalie Portman. I don't have a real big
Yep.
problem with her.
Yeah, I
But
know.
she's another one that's been like, I don't want to come back to the. She didn't want to come back to do the second one. It's like,
And you can see it in her performance. She didn't want to. She didn't want to be there. Like, honestly, I wouldn't mind. I've always said this. Like, I do feel like Hemsworth is out of all the Avenger characters is the one that got screwed more than anyone. Like everyone says Hawkeye got screwed. I think Hawkeye got more character depth than Thor's ever gotten.
yes,
Oh yeah, Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron did a beautiful job at developing.
Josh Whedon kept to his
He
word.
said that immediately
He
after
said,
Avengers.
remember what he said? He said, in the second one, you're gonna really see who Hawkeye really is.
Because he kind of basically he did agree when people like Hawkeye kind of got the
Yeah.
bad end of the stick. He was like, you know what, you're right.
You see him and Hawk. You see Hawkeye in that next one is just like, dude's a family man. Now we understand why he acts the way he does. It was good stuff.
He had a daughter and a baby on the way, and he's got a wife.
Still,
and a
my
farm.
favorite part is that's my part. Like, nobody would know. Nobody would know.
My favorite scene was always when they Avengers come to the safe house and you got Tony. They're spies. They're little kid spies. They're spies. They're secret agents.
Oh no, man! No, when that farm scene came up, I just instantly thought of Ninja Turtles. I was like, they're at the O'Neill
First
farm.
movie Ninja Turtles. That's all I was thinking about. Yeah, like when they went up to the farm.
I'll definitely be interested to see how Clint comes back and why. So.
Yep.
But,
Oh man.
I mean, for me, but going back to your boy's question with Thor, like I said, he's gonna be off-world, so he doesn't know what's going on. So by the time he probably comes back, which he is coming back for, Infinity War, they'll probably be caught up on what happened, what went down. It'll probably feel a little bit like how, remember in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, he was gone for a while, and then when he came back, he kind of got like a 4 on what was going on, like the Skrulls did this.
I wonder if during Ragnarok somebody's gonna steal the other gauntlet.
Oh yeah.
I could also see it as like kind of what happened in Secret Invasion at the end with Tony and Iron Man. It's just like, yeah, we're not friends. It's like, just after what happens with Steve and him, it's like, yeah, we're not friends. Like, get away from me. We did this thing and now go away.
Let's see. All right, next question. I'm gonna move on. PC veteran. Thunderbolt movie, please. Thunderbolts. I definitely want to do a Netflix series for them.
That would be a better Netflix series. You got Punisher already. You got freaking.
Somebody in my school, they brought up the Thunderbolts, and I was like, think about it. Suicide Squad is the test for a Thunderbolts movie.
But the difference is with Suicide Squad is the
Thunderbolts actually want to be heroes.
They're villains, former villains that wanted to change. Unless they do the later incarnations of them.
Unless they do the Osborn version, like the Skrull Killers. What they call it? The Skrull Kill Crew? Yeah, that's what it was. There you go.
Okay, guys, your best guess at the post-credit trailer. Post-credit trailer for Civil War. Either more Thanos.
Probably Thanos, or maybe they show
Thanos,
or maybe they show the Guardians coming like on the way to Earth to warn them about Thanos or something.
Or maybe what else I could see? Probably him choking the Collector. Mine takes the. Yep.
Benicio del Toro is really busy though, so I don't think he's gonna be there.
Yeah. So, but just show the Collector's room and show like somebody playing the Collector on the floor, and then you just see Thanos grabbing the what is that, the Soul Stone, or whoever has it, No, who has it? I think the Nova Corps has it.
Yeah,
The Nova Corps has it.
So,
Yeah, the Nova Corps has it.
well, the mock Nova Corps, yeah, because it ain't the real one.
The wannabe version of the Nova
Yeah,
Corps.
the wannabe. Arcade in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he'd be like Jigsaw. Yeah, shoot, if they put Arcade in there, that's where we're already kind of getting him, dude. Who's that? PC veteran. We're already kind of getting him in Batman Superman because that's all.
Jesse Eisenberg.
That's all Eisenberg is playing is, and that's who I would have casted as. That's who I would have casted as.
And if you want to talk about Jigsaw, there is the Punisher, and he does actually have a villain named Jigsaw.
Yeah, Punisher, yeah, Jigsaw, because his face is all messed up. But
yep.
Yeah, I would love to see Murder World. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we might even see. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see Weird World in MCU. They're building that up.
They're pushing Weird World.
Yeah, they're really, especially in the current comics, they're really pushing Weird World.
That's what I'm actually saying.
And once again, going back to how much they can still do for the X-Men, hell, you can start pushing the Savage Land. Let's start getting a little bit more creative.
Shaun of the Sea Devil and Kazak. Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah, okay, I mean, even though they kind of mentioned Sauron already in the Netflix series.
They kind of already mentioned Sauron and Jessica Jones. I'm like, okay. But, okay, your boy says, Jay, the problem with Nate Gray and most Omegas is that once you introduce them as a heroic role, you have to explain why you can't use them as the answer to every problem.
That's true. That's true, because if you think about it, Professor X has been Professor X in every single movie. Like, they find a way to disable Professor X in every movie.
Yeah, but nowadays, they don't even put that emphasis on the rankings anymore. Like Omega, who's an Omega, who's an Alpha. That's
true. Pretty much everybody's an Omega now. Because look at cause with how mutant powers work and how they progress, eventually within a few years, everybody can eventually become an Omega. Look at Iceman. You got Betsy. You got freaking Storm is technically an Omega now.
Storm is at Omega level. Storm is an Omega. Iceman's an Omega. Psylocke is an Omega.
What's his name? Sunspot? I
don't know why Sunspot's not a.
There was a time where they classified. They said Wolverine had an Omega level healing factor, but he wasn't an Omega level mutant.
Yeah, I don't know why. If you look up Sunspot, look at all the things he can do, and I really say they screwed over Sunspot because he was the freaking Human Torch. That's not how his powers work. His powers do not work like that.
Is Jim Hammond a mutant, or what is he?
No, he's a synthesoid. He's just like
Toro was originally a mutant. Toro was Toro.
Okay, because there was this one badass thing, and I would love to see him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the present, because there was this one badass thing in Squadron Supreme where he's like, you see, I'm different from Johnny Storm. My flames can give you cancer. Ooh, imagine fighting cancer.
I love that. He's like, I'm not Johnny Storm. I use radiation.
Yeah, that was a good moment, because I tell people that about the original Human Torch, and they're just like, he's just like Johnny Storm, so why are there two? I was like, no, they're not the same. He's totally different. And that's why Johnny was shooting Hyperion. It wasn't doing anything to him, but when Jim hit him, he felt that. He's like, oh, what? And that's just I can use, my flames are radiated. Radiation and stuff.
That was the coolest thing. I've never read anything with Jim Hammond, but I was like, man,
you need to check out James Robinson's Invaders.
Check out James Robinson's All New Invaders. That's good stuff right there.
I'll put it on the list. I'll put it on the list.
But Jim, he comes around once in a while. You see him.
Jim was on the Secret Avengers for a while with Cap's team.
I wouldn't mind if, I wish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't canon, but I wouldn't mind if he was the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. They recreated S.H.I.E.L.D.
It seems like they're setting up actually for the recreation of S.H.I.E.L.D. But dear God, please don't let that woman in charge. Fuck her.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
her. No, thank you. I mean, I like Kobe, and her version of Hill doesn't piss me off. But honestly, I can't stand Hill. Let's leave her out of this. Like, let's not put Hill in charge anywhere.
Okay, Brian says, sorry if you're reading this twice. If the current cartoon and Ultimate Comics, Pete seems to surround himself with other young heroes. Are there any young heroes you'd want to see in a Spider-Man movie? Cloak and Dagger.
Yep.
Cloak and Dagger.
Oh yeah, do the ultimate. Yes, Cloak and Dagger. Oh my God.
Cloak and
Cloak
Dagger.
and Dagger.
They are
Justice.
always
Like I said, you could put in Justice. Like have Andrew. That would be so funny if you have Andrew Garfield playing Justice alongside Tom Holland playing Spider-Man.
Cloak and Dagger have always been very close with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Always.
They were like a tight niche with Miles Morales in the Ultimate Universe. They were like the.
Yep.
It was like a team. Like it was really cool.
Yeah.
Cloak
And Tandy was very protective of Miles too. She was like, I don't like that Kate Bishop girl.
Yeah, let's see who else I could. Younger heroes. Besides, let's see.
Well, they haven't introduced. I would say, Eva, but like they haven't introduced Angelina yet, or even her, her her
You're
uncle.
talking about
So-
White Tiger. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've heard her drop. We heard the name drop in Jessica Jones, so we know she's here.
Yeah. So that could be cool. Maybe later on after the Defenders, they could bring in like a Victor Alvarez.
Victor. Yeah, because his powers are different. I got a character that would be cool. For all those out there watching, look up a character by Marvel called Gravity.
All right, got this.
Character named Gravity. He's a good character. Just think Gravitron, but a hero.
Another good one I could see. What was it? I could see Molecule Kid. I think he could be cool.
Man, I really wish they would bring in Darkhawk. That'd be really cool.
Night Thrasher would also be pretty dope.
Any of the new Warriors would be cool.
Yeah. This would be the perfect time for me to talk Young Avengers, but I'm just gonna shut up. I'm not gonna talk Young Avengers this time.
Let's see. Beta Ray Bill needs to be in the next story. He should have been in Ragnarok. I mean, that was the best. I could see him coming, and because he helped out Thor, he was able to use. He would be another one that would be able to.
I want to see the look on Thor's face when a horse guy picks up his hammer.
Yeah, and then next, after whatever is left of maybe Asgard, Odin's last. Maybe Odin before he's killed by, let's say, Surtur, his last thing is he creates Stormbreaker and sends it to Beta Ray, and he grabs it, and Beta Ray gets Stormbreaker, and you see Thor and him using it together. That'd be so cool.
I wouldn't really mind at the end of Ragnarok if we just demolish Asgard. If we do like what we did with JMS's run, and we have Asgard in Oklahoma.
It friggin' ends up in Braxton, Ohio.
No, it's Braxton, Oklahoma.
Oh, it's Oklahoma.
Okay,
it is
gotcha.
Oklahoma.
Braxton,
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool. I'd like that.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Okay. So you're asking who could play Beta Ray? Who would I want to voice Beta Ray Bill? Let's see.
Claim a horse.
Well, first of all, he'd probably be very CGI-esque.
Oh yeah, probably.
A lot of practical effects. Maybe someone voicing him. I wouldn't mind having Steve Bloom come back to voice him.
Steve Bloom would be awesome.
Just like he did in Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I remember the first time I saw Beta Ray Bill animated was from that old Silver Surfer cartoon, and he sounded like an mock Irish Scottish man. He was like, "I'm Beta Ray Bill," and I was like, "Yeah, that did work." He's like,
man.
We're going into the dream world. I was just like, yeah, that don't work.
Oh, horse face. That would be pretty
Horse
cool.
face. Let's see. So we're gonna go a little bit longer, guys. Keep your questions coming. Before we wrap this up, let's not kill Loki until Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't more than recurring villains.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's one thing to just keep him around, but just end the character. I mean,
honestly, the only reason Loki is a recurring villain is because there's so much like fangirl demand. Like, yo, like ladies love Loki, man, and that's the reason. Like, that's
the funniest thing is, like what we're saying is like, yeah, cinematic wise, Marvel has a problem with their villains. They have a problem with their, and we all know that.
Yeah.
You know, I did not necessarily think that Ultron was a bad villain. He had some points that I actually was like, you know, say what you want. This is not the authentic Ultron, but let's face it, some of the stuff he was talking about was legit. Like, okay, I could see his point of view.
He was a great villain. He was a complex. He was like Heath Ledger for the movie.
I honestly loved the parallel between how Ultron was like a father rebelling against his son, and you got, you know, like Vision with like a son rebelling against his father. That's kind of cool. I thought that was really cool. I like that symmetry that they had.
But that is, yeah, but it's true. But you look at the villains wise, and these are great characters. I mean, Guardians fucked over Ronan.
Man, Ronan,
I'm like, that's not Ronan. I was like, Ronan the Accuser? You shitting me? That's not how he's supposed to be.
Red Skull. Red Skull was one too.
I didn't mind the Abomination. I thought he was good. And he's not dead. He
was locked up.
We don't know where. Red Skull just.
They need to recast. Yo, seriously, just give Christoph Waltz the role already and just let him play.
Red Skull is a guy I would not mind recasting because there's another actor that.
Hugo Weaving is just being a bitch about it. He's just like, no.
You know,
I mean, like he said, like he was signed on for movies, like he had a contract. So I'm like, Marvel wants to do something with him clearly, unless they just have for every actor like a contract, like longer than one film. I don't know, but I was like, he said, like he doesn't come back.
What would be really cool, and this is just me saying, this is an idea that the whole thing that's going on in Civil War is actually Red Skull's doing.
Yeah, like he could be. We saw in the trailer there were some politicians around there. What if one of them
then at the end you can see it. Yeah, you don't remember me, Captain, and then he just maybe removes his mask and then, like
you don't remember me, Captain, and it's just like
Captain, and he sees and you could easily kind of give a little back, like, yeah, I was sent in time, and then I ended up in this godforsaken, time.
And that could honestly be how you explain the time gem. Maybe Red Skull got a hold of the time gem.
Yeah.
During his Nazi, because during the Nazi experiments, his whole thing was looking for the gems in the first place.
I mean, let's see, Red Skull. I thought, we'll see who else we have. I'm not gonna go with any Ant-Man villain because that guy sucked too. And
Ant-Man doesn't have any real villains, to be honest. He only has Egghead. Like
so they just took the persona of Hank Pym and just made it a villain basically. So.
And that's what makes me wonder about Ant-Man and Wasp is like, who's the villain going to be in that? Like,
I still can't believe that got greenlit. I thought it was just a one-time.
I thought it was just going to be a one and done, and I would have been fine with it being a one and done, and he just appear in other people's movies.
I would have been legitimately happy because I wasn't really a big fan of that.
Okay, we got Doctor Strange coming up, so he's got a bunch of good villains. So you can build up on him. I mean, right now, like, you can't screw with Dormammu.
You know who I think could do the perfect.
Don't screw with Dormammu.
You know who I think could be the perfect voice for Dormammu?
Who's that?
Tony Todd. Tony Todd.
Oh my God, yeah, that'd be creepy.
Yeah, like I don't like him is like I don't like what's his name, Professor Zoom, like Zoom.
Yeah.
I don't like the villain, but I love the voice. Like Tony Todd's
Tony
voice.
Todd, yes, he has that voice.
I mean,
let me
say
see
what you want, but that line where he was like, "I am the fastest man alive," I was like, oh.
What else villains have they done in the cinematic universe?
Also, it's going to be cool in Doctor Strange because there was a picture of Tom Holland on the set, and if Spider-Man's in that movie, just think, guys, we're going to get Stan Lee and Steve Ditko creations together.
Yeah.
That would
Steve Ditko is literally
be awesome.
That would be such a big love letter to Steve Ditko, and for all those that don't know, Steve Ditko is still alive. So.
Yeah,
he's still alive. He's not dead.
He's just a super recluse. Nobody's seen him in decades.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. I'm trying to think of the other villains that we've seen.
We're
gonna get Crossbones again, so.
I thought Crossbones was fine for what he was.
Yeah, and in this one he's gonna play a little bit more homage to his comic counterpart.
Which also makes me think that Red Skull might actually be involved in this, because you remember he's a avid follower of the Red Skull.
Yeah, and what else? There was what's his name? Ironmonger, but I've heard he shows up once and then he was okay.
So I don't know why, but he reminded the actor who played freaking Obadiah Stane in Iron Man 1. For some reason, Jeff Bridges looked like he reminded me of Uncle Phil for some reason. He looked like he reminded me. He reminded me. I was like, "Is that that's definitely?" I mean, I know it's not James Avery, but I'm like, "Why?"
Hey, Kyle. Remember this? Tony Stark made me from scraps.
With a box of scraps. I love that shit.
Oh,
man. He was fine. Like, he was okay. Like, I remember, I was 10 when I first saw that movie, but he was fine. He wasn't bad.
I thought he was a better villain just as Obadiah Stane until he got into the 10 minutes. Then it was just like, yeah, okay. But
it was just a typical.
What I want to see is the real, true Mandarin. Come on, I want to see. And now you're entering all the. I want to see the 10 rings of Makinu. And him using it, I want to see that.
If you want to talk,
the thing is, it was announced that in the last special that the real Mandarin, he don't like
Hail to the King special.
So he's real. He's actually. I'm like, oh.
Well, I don't think we'll ever see that because it looks like we're not going to be getting like an Iron Man 4 or anything like that. Because I don't know.
But I
think I want to see the real Mandarin. Like, don't get me wrong, and that'd be awesome. But I don't think we're going to get an Iron Man 4 because I think what Marvel's doing with their Trinity, the Iron Man, Cap, and Thor, they're just going to end it after 3 movies. Because I heard Captain America: Civil War was the ending of the trilogy. So it was they would stop doing Cap movies for a little while. I believe I heard. Which I'm fine with because with the exception of Thor, I think Tony and Steve have gotten, like, for fans, like, have gotten what they, they're just as definitely.
I like out of the solo movies, yes.
Cap has the best,
Cap's, his run has been the best.
Yeah, like, I like Iron Man 1 and 3. I like those two, despite the popular opinion, of Iron Man 3, but 2 sucks.
That's universally accepted that 2 sucks. I mean,
let me see. All right, I'm going down your questions, guys. I'm just gonna keep calling you Jay's boy because that's pretty much what you.
Jay's boy.
I don't mean it like that. Just like that's your boy. Like Dashi. Yo, my boy, hold me down. Just like,
oh man, look at Link. He's so beautiful.
Yeah. Josh asks Josh had to fight tooth and nail with the studio to get the farm scene, but Josh we didn't have to fight tooth and nail for that whole movie. A lot of things in that movie.
he wanted to put Carol in there. He also wanted to have Grey Hulk, which I thought would have been so cool.
Joe Fixit. You wanted Joe Fixit? Yeah, from what it was. What he wanted was when Scarlet Witch came down, that was supposed to be Carol. That was really supposed to be Carol.
But I thought it worked for what it was because it just would have been awkward, like you got Spider-Man and Carol who weren't in the movie.
Like for us it would have been cool because we know who they are, but to the average audience, like who's that woman?
Yeah.
Spider-Man, where did he come from?
I'm
Yeah,
still
so,
saying,
like,
I'm
I
still
was
saying
okay.
though, Katie Sackhoff as Carol Danvers.
And also, Spider-Man had already gotten like greenlit with the studio right as he closed up the film, and he said, "I just closed my film up, you fucks!" Like,
Yeah.
but he fought for that farm scene. Like, Age of Ultron is his movie. He said that multiple times. It's his movie. He fought. He did fight for that farm scene. Like, Marvel isn't a dick. Like, he's even said it. Like, he said he's done for right now. That's because he's tired. You know, he wants a break. Because
He's actually coming back to writing Captain America out here.
really, Captain America?
Yeah, I think for the he's gonna. I saw something about him coming back to writing Captain America. I was like, with him and John Cassidy. I'm like, what? I'm like,
Wow, that's
Wait,
awesome. Oh my
John
God.
Cassidy and Joss Whedon are writing Captain America?
something. I think a special or something with Captain America. I'm like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that.
Oh, I'm
Um,
buying.
Sure
I'm
I'm
buying.
pretty
I'm
sure it'll be a
buying
lot
that.
better than. I'm pretty sure it'll be a lot better than anything Nick Spencer's done for a while.
John, you think Hawkeye could hold his own movie? Yes, I can.
Yeah,
Yep.
he
And
definitely could.
I've actually had a plot line for how they could do a Hawkeye movie, and
Yeah.
it doesn't really need to be big budget. It could be something similar to like a budget of like a Jason Bourne movie.
I was about to say you could just make it into a Jason Bourne movie where he ends up becoming Shield Public Enemy #1.
Basically, the way I would do it is, Clint is with his family, and he gets a really disturbing call from somebody he hasn't heard from in a while. His brother
Barney.
Barney, who is an FBI agent, which he really is, a CIA agent. He's undercover and he's undercover. He's really undercover, and he needs help. And so you bring in Barney to help out, and Barney's a good archer too, but he hasn't done it in a while. And you can have ribs where Clint is like, you suck now. You used to be good, just like me.
It's like you could even have him be like, we used to call you Trick Shot. Now you just
we used to call you Trick. Or he can even go like, what do they call you when you're under? I call it Trick Shot. You're like, really? And you suck. Good. And I would actually have the villain be Taskmaster.
Oh man, that would be
shit.
good.
Now,
Taskmaster.
and that would be my rub and reveal that instead of being the circus of crime that trained Clint, it was Taskmaster that trained Clint before he left and went to Shield.
Oh
See how that goes?
man, that would be cool. And like maybe he learned in one of Taskmaster's academies, since he has those supervillain academies everywhere. Oh,
and then you can even actually have a little bit of a rub, a hint to us fans, and Clint goes back to like maybe where the academy where they trained, where him and let's say where him and Barney trained with Taskmaster, and he turns and he says, "Can you believe I used to wear this?" Zoom to the camera and you see old costume.
With the big mask.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm just saying, like,
I actually like that, but the thing that I love about the Hawkeye comic, especially with Jeff Lemire, and I know Fraction did it, but I didn't like Fraction run, honestly, was Kate Bishop and Clint Barton. I think those two have such a great dynamic that, yeah, do your idea, Chris, but I wouldn't mind for like a sequel having Kate Bishop be there, like.
Yeah,
I honestly think Kate Bishop is going to be his daughter, and like later on they end up revealing that maybe his wife was also like maybe like an heiress to like a rich villain or something, and that's where that's why she's in the witness protection program with Clint, because
I've even somebody asked me once even about, Chris, how would you do a Black Widow movie? And I've even said it. I've said it before. A Black Widow movie is easy. You take what happened from a Winter Soldier, where you hear what she was saying. All her covers are blown.
Yep.
So all the people that are maybe after, including like maybe the former KGB now want her back. And
you could even bring in her husband.
Yeah, even you can bring in Alexei Slovak. aka Red Guardian, and you can actually bring in somebody who else is after Yolanda Belava,
Yolanda Belava.
the second Black Widow, and that's how you do it.
Yep. Yep.
So that's another way I would say, but I think Hawkeye could do a movie, but
Yeah,
once
the
again,
spider was.
talking,
Oh, sorry.
the one thing
Right.
I've said, like, you just do a, you don't have to do a big budget, just do a very spy-esque movie, like a Jason Bourne movie. That would work. I got
Yeah,
no
And the,
problem.
and the ironic thing is, Jeremy Renner was in like that Bourne reboot.
Yeah,
That
that one, yeah.
And also, I mean, Jeremy Renner was in The Hurt Locker. This is an Academy Award winner. He's not a bad actor. He's a great
Yeah.
actor in the role.
he is great.
And he can hold his own as a leading man.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, he was
and
really good in that. And how ironic he teamed up with Falcon in that movie.
yeah, and there was Guy Pearce's character, Aldrich.
Yeah.
But despite what a lot of people say about Hawkeye in the movies, oh, he's lame. He's not lame. Trust me, guys. He can hold his own movie.
Hawkeye is
Yeah.
freaking badass, man.
He's not lame. I mean, when he was casted, I was just like, wow, I like Jeremy Renner. I've loved Jeremy Renner since he was on Angel. I was like, I like this guy.
Oh, those.
And then
Angel.
so I followed him from there, and I followed him when he was in and when he played the villain in with Colin Farrell and SWAT, SWAT, which was really good. And then I followed him there, and I was just like, okay, this guy is good. And when he was casted as Hawkeye, I was just like, well, I didn't think they were going to cast him. I mean, he could be funny, but I was thinking Hawkeye they were going to get an actor that really can have a big personality. But still, when I watch Age of Ultron and watch Clinton there, I'm like, now I'm getting a little bit of my Hawkeye that I love.
Yeah, because he was pretty funny in there. He was like, especially when
He was definitely the heart.
Try to keep up, old man.
Nobody will know.
Nobody will ever know.
Nobody will ever know.
And he was kind of like the heart and soul of that team, which I really appreciated. It made him kind of a central character.
I love that. One of my favorite scenes of Age of Ultron is when he's talking to Wanda when she starts flipping out.
And he's just like, I'm just a guy with arrows, okay? I don't have magic. I don't got a $1 billion suit of armor or super soldier serum. I've got pointy sticks.
Yeah, and he's just like...
The line was like... Oh, sorry.
He's just like, you go out there, you're an Avenger. And I love that scene. But if not, you stay in here. I'll find your brother and he come get you.
Exactly, and it was great because it's like, yeah, Clint Eastwood is the character that doesn't have the superpowers, that doesn't have the suit of armor. He's just a guy with arrows, and I love the line.
Honestly, yeah.
The city is flying, and I got a bow and arrow. It's like, but he's like, but listen, I'm going out there because it's my job. It's like, yeah, it's like this guy is a team member.
They could build up. They honestly should build up Clint to be like the Batman of the Avengers, because like.
Oh, don't do that! Don't do that!
No. But what I mean by that is like the metaphor of what Batman is. He's a man that can stand.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you was doing it.
No, I'm not talking about like dark and gritty, like gravel voice. I'm talking about Clint is just the man who can stand among gods and like these larger than life characters, but still hold his own. But he's just a regular guy at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think there was an issue of Avenging Spider-Man. Sadly, Greg Land drew, and he's like, and Spidey was like, you're always going to hit that target. Why do you always practice? He says, because.
Oh yeah, that was a good. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, because I'm the one that doesn't have the powers, and it's like if I miss, it's like. I forget the line, but it was a really good line. I was like, I love that.
Basically, I don't. If I miss, then I don't live up to my title. And it's like I'm not holding my own with the Avengers. It's like, I thought that was a really good line. It was really good for Clint.
And honestly, if Clint wasn't married in the cinematic universe, because of that scene he had with Wanda, I was thinking that I was like, oh, they could go with Clint and Wanda's relationship, because when he first joined the Avengers, he actually had he had feelings for Wanda for a long time when he first joined the team, because they joined at the same time.
Let me see. All right, next question. John Do you think if they do a Ghost Rider show, do you think they will show the origin? Yeah, of course they'll do it. If you watch the Netflix Marvels, the cinematic Marvel Netflix side of the thing, they do the origin in story.
Yeah, they'll do it in flashbacks.
Yeah, they do it in flashback. So I guarantee you, September 30th, now that we know when Luke Cage's series, we're going to see his origin in between episodes.
And also, we know that Danny's going to show up in the very last episode.
So,
exciting.
So basically, yeah, they'll Ghost Rider is another character that deserves on Netflix series.
I'm hoping Dan Ketch, not Johnny Blaze though, because Dan Ketch was the cooler Ghost Rider, honestly, in my opinion.
No, for most people who read Ghost Rider, especially 90s Ghost Rider, 90s babies, that was your Ghost Rider, Dan Ketch, his brother, Johnny Blaze's brother. When, Johnny Blaze was the gruffled guy that was always following him, trying to kill him back in the day. Yeah. It was just like, and I remember reading Ghost Rider back in the day and be like, who's this Blaze guy? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, and, I'm going to be watching you, kid. And then I finally went back and started reading the older stuff that Stan Lee wrote, when he was writing it. And I was just like, okay, so this was the first Ghost Rider necessarily. Because you got to remember, there was a Ghost Rider before that.
Carter. Yeah.
He was just like a Western character called the Phantom Rider. He had no powers at first until later on they started saying like, oh, he does. He was a Ghost Rider too. But yeah, I think the origin will be played up in the series, like most of the Netflix stories would do. But it would be really cool to see him, the Flamehead, come back. Because still, I've been watching the first Ghost Rider, which I still like. I actually like the first one. I can still sit down and watch that one. My favorite scene of Ghost Rider is where he transformed when all those guys are beating him up in the jail.
Oh, in the prison?
And then he just run! And they come out and he grabs that guy. And he's just
Look into my eyes.
He's like, nice jacket. And he takes his jacket and he zips it up. And then you start seeing him look more like Dan Kench's Ghost Rider with the spikes and and then he turns around.
My favorite line from just Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze was when he was talking to Roxanne. He goes, "You still like Italian food?"
Yeah.
You still like Italian?
Remember he looked at that kid that was in the jail cell, and he's like, "You innocent," and he just walked and the kid fainted. That was my scene right there. That's my. Anytime he was Ghost Rider, I loved it because it was funny. But other than when he was fighting the fallen angels that had all those the elements and stuff, didn't like because the fights were way too easy for him. I was like, yeah, that was.
Yep.
And then, of course, Blackheart just fucked it. They just fucked over Blackheart big time. My name is Legion. We are many. Like, yeah, whatever. Nathan says, I can't stand Maria Hill either, so unforgettable. Maria Hill in the cinematic universe is fine.
But you want to know why, though? Because they deleted... They cut all this. They cut the scenes with her extra dialogue that probably would have made us hate her.
Mm-hmm. And also, Maria Hill isn't forgettable because she's so fucking annoying and pisses me off. So I can
Maria Hill is the reason. Honestly, in the comics at least, Maria Hill is the reason the Civil War kept going on and wasn't just solved with like simple conversation.
Exactly. Like she's the one that sent those villains after Peter to kill him. Nearly kill him. Like Tony was a lapdog, but he wasn't like. And all the other stuff, he was written like a jackass. But in the main event, he was written pretty level-headed. But then again, everyone in the Civil War event was pretty idiotic. So I mean, even Cap was. So
the only person that was smart during Civil War was Jessica Jones, who said, "I ain't dealing with this shit. Peace. I'm going to Canada."
Oh, there was somebody else who was smart. Thing.
Yeah, Thing is
left the country. Yeah, left the country. Like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want any part of this shit. It's like,
I'm not fighting my friends. I respect Ben for that. I was like, all right.
yeah,
Let's see.
you didn't
Uh,
want to do that.
PC veteran says, here's a needed Spider-Man story arc for the big screen. Maximum Carnage.
I don't know if it's really
No,
needed.
it's not needed. I feel like it would be fun, but like I don't think it's needed.
But you know what? You know what's funny? I did some research on. I looked at Maximum Carnage on TV tropes, and
Didn't
I
do
found.
as well.
You see, thanks, Chris.
Nobody heard me.
I found out that originally Maximum Carnage, the series itself, did not sell well until it's the
The
game
video game,
that kind
yeah.
of boosted its sales and why it's popular to this day. So it's the game that helped out the actual original source material.
I still haven't beaten that fucking game.
And that was Malcolm Bennett, and that was Malcolm Bennett in the segment. Let me hit you with some knowledge.
Exactly. Let me hit you with some
Let's see. I wouldn't mind. I mean, Carnage is another character that you gotta let him be Cletus Cassidy.
You also need Venom first because Venom technically bursts.
I would rather do what I said for the Netflix thing, where everyone would be kind of pissy because he's not with Spider-Man, but have him be kind of a villain to Flash Thompson, and then you can do the kind of bloody, kind of R-rated Carnage there, because you can't do it in the movies. He's going to be watered down. And Cleese Cassidy is an R-rated character, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, I know everyone hates that, but
you cannot do Carnage in a Marvel movie because you know who Marvel's owned by? The Mouse, and the Mouse don't do blood and gore in their family-friendly movies.
yeah, which I don't think you need to just have for everything. I care about a story more than anything else, but you're watering down Carnage.
Yeah,
you know?
it's necessary to the character though. When it's necessary to the character, I feel like it is what it is.
So that's all he is. He's a crazy, much more insane Venom. You know,
John. Oh, you said I meant to say. Do you think they will show the origin of Ghost Rider in the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, we said that. Yeah, they
do it through flashbacks.
Let's see. Nipfree says, are Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Marvel Cinematic Universe connected?
The show is
depends on how you look at it. Because
the show pretends.
It's more like Kyle had a good analogy for it last time we talked about it. The show is like a tie-in comic.
Yeah.
They don't really matter, but they're there to add a little bit more story at times. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thinks it's connected, but the movies don't. Like, they don't mention it anywhere at all. I'm still surprised Ultron, when he was going through the files when he was just being born, didn't see anything with Coulson. And it's also bothering me that Coulson's talking with the fucking president of the United States, and they still don't know that Coulson's alive. Like, come on, really?
Actually, well, I mean, the president knows, and they're giving him like the green light to like start building up S.H.I.E.L.D. again. Like, but they can't like publicly support it. It's kind of weird, but yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. is just honestly, I like everything else. I like it for what it is, but like, I don't think it needs to be connected to the cinematic universe, really.
Like even like Daredevil and Jessica Jones are connected, and they're doing their own thing. It's like that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, when
I mean, you hear them and that you hear them talk about certain things that happen in the movies. And that kind of supposed to give it is that we are connected. I mean, and Jessica Jones, when her and Luke are sitting down talking about super strong characters, she said, there's you, me, the big green guy. Was like, okay, you know what they're talking about. You know,
or like when she got shot, she was like, I'm not the flag bearer or the guy with the hammer. No.
Yeah, I'm not the guy, but you know, there are certain elements that the Netflix series seem to do better than even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, because they're supposed. I mean, remember when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. used to do it? Like they would connect a lot of stuff, like right before, after a movie. Like they had that episode where the first interconnected episode was where what happened in Thor 2.
Yeah, that Winter Soldier one was really good.
The Winter
Soldier one
basically.
Yeah, once Winter Soldier. No, they did it again with the Avengers because when the Avengers take on Baron
that was
Strucker,
so,
that's where
crazy.
that was where that's where Coulson told them is like Maria calling the Avengers.
I hated that one. Not the one with Maria Hill and all that, but the one where Reyna has those visions of with Ultron in it, and I'm like,
Oh
really?
yeah.
Who I thought was going to be a much bigger character, but then they killed her off. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Vision thing was kind of lazy writing there.
Like,
Okay,
that's how you connect it. That's
John, he
bullshit.
says, how would you bring the God of War into MC? First of all, the Greek pantheon, Hercules, all those, I want to see.
Doctor Strange.
You know, I still think, Doctor Strange. I still think Doctor Strange is going to be a big help for supernatural stuff, period, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So definitely Doctor Strange, even though the Greek pantheon, I could just see them being very much like, you know, I could see them also maybe taking a little bit of what Thor did with the Norse gods, like they were trapped in.
Honestly, honestly, what I think they could do is like they take like like you were kind of saying, they take human form, and because and the reason why they aren't active is because gods get their power from worship. If nobody's no longer worshiping the Greek gods, they don't have as much power anymore.
Yeah, like they're not as strong anymore, except for Hercules, who's a demigod, but he doesn't need to be worshipped.
The reason, and also you could even say to the fact the reason Hercules still has power is because his legend is so widespread.
So, but you could still say like, he's just really kind of like the gods of like they look like normal people now, but they used to be who they are. There's certain things that they could do it.
I wouldn't exactly mind just having Hercules and doing maybe, because we're never going to get Thor doing anything. I wouldn't mind the God Butcher. Like, he's the last kind of god, basically. It's like,
I'd take that.
Hercules as a replacement for Thor would be pretty badass, though.
I mean, he's better than Hercules in the comics is better than MCU fucking Thor. So it's like,
well, MCU Thor is kind of a pushover, to be honest.
Hey, he just wants to be loved, man. Come on.
Let's see. Jared Flowers, what female characters would you like to see have a Netflix series? If you want to see that, go watch our.
We listed like 500 different characters.
Go watch the Netflix. It's called 6 Characters, but we went crazy with that one. So you go watch that one.
It ended up turning into 600 instead of 6.
Where
half of fun.
Where would Taskmaster fit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and who you want to play him? Like I said, he could be leading maybe a group, like maybe
I could see Kiefer Sutherland playing Taskmaster. To be honest, I think that would be pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure he could be someone for Hydra, because I remember in Spider-Woman he trained
Hydra, or I could see him being the what was that other group that the Secret Avengers would fight?
Serpent Society?
No, not Serpent Society. Damn it. It was another group. But he could be his.
All the other groups that are out there.
You know what? I would like to see play Clint's brother if they did Trick Shot. Shane West.
Oh wow, okay.
Who played Huck Finn in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Well, and you saw him in Nikita now. I can see him.
I take that.
He could be Barney. But as for Taskmaster, somebody who could Kiefer Sutherland as Taskmaster. Man, he would do a lot of yelling. Let's see, who else I can see. Man, that's a hard question.
You gotta get somebody like is just badass. You gotta.
Yeah, you need somebody. Oh man, I would get Scott Adkins.
Oh yeah,
Scott Adkins to play him, but he's gonna be.
You know, I would take Statham. Statham could be a good Taskmaster as long
Yeah,
as you
well,
don't
no,
make
he
him
has
American.
but
complicated.
he's not gonna do a super. Yeah,
Unless he's had a change of heart.
yeah, unless he had a change of heart,
change of opinion.
because that was the same thing with Stallone, and then I'm hearing that he's gonna be in Guardians 2.
But remember,
Yeah.
that was during the initial Batman
Yeah, yeah.
era.
But
Because he thought at the time they didn't have to work out to be. Now, you look at Chris Evans, they work out.
yeah. But
He wasn't wrong back then.
he wasn't wrong back then, though. He was right. Like, he worked his ass off for Rocky, and Michael Keaton just gets in a bodysuit that he could barely move in and breathe in. You know,
barely turn it.
He had that turn like that. Yeah.
It looks like he's doing a dance. Looks like he's doing a dance whenever he turns. Like,
you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love the 1989 Batman. That's another movie that I went to go see with my dad. So I remember, you know. But the thing is, like, you look at him. Even there's a fight scene when he's running with Kim Basinger, and this guy flips over and takes out
He's
his
a freaking wind-up toy, man.
and then he can barely move, and you just see him just like, can't even move. But no, I would say Scott Adkins as Taskmaster.
But even though he did Slade, but Manu
Bennett as Taskmaster. Yeah. Hey kid, yeah, come on kid, yeah.
Man, no, I can see. If you went with that whole backstory with Clint, that would be hilarious.
Yeah. Let's see.
If Manu
But
ended up
Scott
like
Adkins, I can see just on account of, like, you get a legit martial artist, and so yeah, definitely. And you know, but he's gonna be in Doctor Strange already, so you can't cast him. Let's see, who else? Let's see the next question. Okay, Brian has a rumor. Here's a question. And thank you for all the 7 people that are sticking around watching. We're almost done, guys.
Even though we're talking about Spider-Man anymore, yeah.
Yeah, this is the Q&A part of it, guys. So thank you again. There are a lot of rumors going around that are there any Avengers you'd like to see in the Spider-Man movie?
Say what now?
There are a lot of rumors going around.
What Avengers would you like to see in the Spider-Man movie?
Like making I'd like to see Cap make a cameo. Like, whatever happens, like, he comes and says, you know, look, no hard feelings or something like that. Like,
yeah, you're just a kid, you know. You just got, you just got, wrapped into this, kind of stuff.
It's just like, you got potential, kid. Like, that kind of
potential, like, and he was like, I was just like you once, like, that'd be kind of cool.
yeah.
And it'd be kind of cool if Steve drew him a picture, because we saw that Steve's a good artist. And
Yep.
It was all like that.
I don't really have anyone yet. I would have said like Spider-Man.
Could you see Steve Rogers pulling up in his motorcycle at Pete's school? And he just pulls him aside. He's like,
I need to talk to you. Like, hey, can I come talk to you? I talk to you for a minute. Like, oh, Parker, you know Captain America? Like,
he'd have to come up with a story, because, like, damn, it's like, why is Captain America meeting this scrawny Peter Parker? Maybe say, oh, he's doing my pictures for, like, a piece the Daily Bugle is going to do or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's like I'm taking this picture for the Bugle. I'm taking this picture for the Bugle.
The next villain for Ant-Man is Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins knows all. They say all.
They're gonna have 31 henchmen.
No, because Baskin Robbins played a big part in Ant-Man.
God, something I never thought I'd ever hear. Baskin Robbins played a big part.
Yes. Let's see. And that came from your friend, Jay.
Man, that's funny.
Boy.
Nathan says, I wouldn't mind if Red Skull made an appearance in the Marvel. I'm saying, man, like, yeah, the way they did Red Skull and Earthrider's Hero saw how he came back, I was like, yeah, that could work.
It has to be in Civil War, because if you see...
That's who I thought, it's kind of funny, because that's who I thought Robert Redford's character was.
Yeah,
I thought he was Red Skull.
I was waiting for him to rip off his mask.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
That would be so
hello,
funny.
Captain.
Remember when Black Widow ripped off hers and said, "I'm sorry, did I ruin your moment?" I can imagine Robert Redford, bitch, and he rips off his like, "I'm sorry, did I ruin yours?" Like,
Yeah, like, it's just like mic drop, bitch.
and she's just like, "What?"
Oh, what the fuck?
He's like, "I still got it."
Oh man. No, but yeah, I definitely think Red Skull's gonna be involved because, like, especially like, look at Crossbones, how Crossbones looks, man. He's definitely got that whole skinhead
I
thing
would
going
love to see
on.
Red Skull, but I think Zemo is going to be the big bad just for the movie.
Yeah, Darren Zemo. Yeah, he's gonna, and I'm kind of glad they haven't shown him yet either. Like,
yeah, like
I wonder if he's gonna wear the sock. Is he gonna wear the sock?
no. The actor said
they already said he's not wearing the mask. I'm like, oh.
As long
He's
as he's a
not.
good villain, honestly, I want to see it. But it's
Well,
like, as
then,
long as he's,
I mean, as long as he has purple in his costume, I'm good. He just
yeah,
needs
like a
purple
tie
in
or
his
something,
costume.
like a tie or something like that, or something. I don't know what he's gonna be.
Brian says
watching.
Brian says guys know how much I love Hawkeye. So yeah. Okay, Hawkeye's awesome, but why is Black Widow on the team?
Because she's the master at intelligence gathering. Like,
yeah, remember she was a Shield agent at first, and when always Jay's boy.
Because Cody gets Spider.
I mean, the thing is, like, even back in the day, even if you read the comics, it's like there's some parts of like, why is Black Widow an Avenger? Like, why is she one? You know, but the thing is, like, she's really good at what she does, and it's like,
yep. And also, Widow does the dirty shit that some Avengers just don't have to.
And the thing is, like, right in the cinematic universe, and this is for anybody who doesn't know her origin. Her true origin, she's older than she looks. Yeah. She's just as old as.
She's the same age as Cap. She's the same age
as old as Cap. Like, Wolverine met her when she was a little girl back in the 40s.
Yeah, she trained. Wolverine trained her. He trained her in hand-to-hand combat.
She's just like Cap. She's a female super soldier. She has several different formulas in her too. Like,
the reason she doesn't age is the Infinity Formula. I was expecting when.
That's why I'm saying, like, when we saw Armin Zola naming off, it would have been the greatest bomb where he's like Steven Rogers, aged born 1990, and then Natalia, you know.
Maybe it could be a classified thing. Maybe it could be a lot.
How old she was.
Well,
maybe we don't even know. Her entire file is redacted, so maybe her actual file says her real age.
Hey, you're right. You're right. You know, we don't know. Maybe those are false. Those files are false. Like they said, she was born in '82.
Yeah, like
we don't know. She could be older than she is.
It's not uncharacteristic of Nick Fury to do that. I mean, he did that not to even just bring her up, but Spider-Woman, he redacted her whole file. Like, so no Shield agent could read it. So it's like the character in the cinematic universe, it seems like he does care about Natasha. So it's like maybe he did that and he kept Bucky's family off the books.
Or maybe
not Bucky, Clint's family off the books.
Or maybe he did it as a favor to Peggy or something. Like, because remember, Peggy has that whole connection with Dottie or whatever. Maybe Natasha was a little girl that she saved in the 40s or 50s from the Red Room from Dottie or something.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of theories. That'd be kind of cool. PC says, is Blade going to debut in the cinematic universe or Netflix? I say Netflix.
I would go for
Netflix. There's still a cinematic universe. I mean,
there's still a cinematic universe, but Netflix, Blade, Netflix. I mean, because once again, you gotta explain Blade too. Vampires, everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I keep telling everybody, Doctor Strange is gonna play a big part in, because I know people keep saying, you know, you can do vampires without being supernatural, but what's the fun in not having vampires supernatural instead of man-made?
Yeah, and also like the reason Netflix is there is so that basically Netflix is the R-rated division of the MCU.
Yeah, and
Like,
you can't. And I wouldn't want to. I mean, you wouldn't want to see Blade if because Marvel owns Blade again. You know they're not gonna do him. You're not gonna see Blade cutting people up and like they did with Wesley Snipes' version. So you got to go Netflix with that. You got to. There's certain characters that need to be on that streaming line.
yeah, they don't need a leash. Like, there are characters that just can't be on a leash.
You know and Eric Brooks is one of them that don't have him on a leash because he'll
Oh,
bite.
and if you guys want a good laugh, like Chris told me this a couple years ago, just Google Blade's original costume and you will laugh your ass off.
Oh yeah, if anybody knows Blade like I do, go look up Blade and go look at it when he first debuted in comics. Look at his original costume. And me and Malcolm were having a joke about it. Like it'd be really funny if in a show or so he actually put that costume at one point.
That's actually kind of funny because I actually want them to do that in the Captain Marvel movie with her like one-piece thong thing. I can imagine
my God, yes.
I can imagine her one of her friends being like.
They just need to have one scene where she puts on this costume, just kind of like how Jessica Jones was like, no, that's too much camel toe, man.
Yeah,
or like, you know, it's like
camel toe.
I would, yeah, like there would be a scene where like Carol walks out, like her friend makes a costume, or when she makes the costume, the Miss Marvel costume the first time, she's like, I'm not flying with my ass hanging out.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly, yeah. Like, she tries it out.
Because just like, remember in Jessica Jones, we saw her jewel look, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see her pull. Like Carol, she's looking at like herself in the mirror, like, okay, yeah, this is showing way too much skin. All right, I'm changing this.
Yeah, and you get to Carol the Captain Marvel look. I actually really love that look.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you can go from her Ms. Marvel when she first had the red and blue, where she looked very much Captain Marvel look. That's the one you're talking about, right?
yeah, the one she has for Marvel now and all that. And
Oh yeah, now and then I'm talking about when she first became Ms. Marvel. She had she was paying more homage to Marvel.
Yep, she had the red and blue going on.
Yeah, before she went to the darker blue.
Although don't do the short tomboy hair. I don't like that. Just put her hair in a ponytail if you have to. I really don't like that.
I don't know. She was good. She looks good with the mohawk. I feel like she was rocking it.
I don't really like it. It's okay now. It's just like sometimes artists do it really bad.
Yeah, I will agree. Yeah, there's some artists that just.
It's definitely more of an artist thing. I feel like because she looks.
Mike Diodato did it good. Mike Diodato did it good.
She looks good in A-Force, like with her.
It looks fine in places. I'm just, and again, remember, I've always said this. No offense to any woman out there that has short hair. I'm not a big fan of women with like boyish short hair. No offense. It's just not my personal preference.
That's understandable.
I'm not saying it's bad, or if a woman does it, it's like, oh, you can't do it. I'm just saying that's just me. Like I like women with long hair. And Carol looks still, she looks beautiful still, but I just put it in a ponytail. It's not necessary just to cut it and make her look like a tomboy or just, I don't know.
But I think the other way you got to look at it also is that because of the fact she's military and they would probably have,
Yeah, it's got to be regulation.
They do kind of, even the females got to cut like their hair a little bit.
Or it's put in a ponytail.
Yeah, put in a ponytail. But that's what Kyle's saying. Like, if anything, put in a ponytail, and because she's Air Force. Yeah, she was Air Force.
Yeah, I don't mind like her hair being long to like just like her shoulders or like a little bit up there. That's fine. Like I'd accept that and just
Man, I remember a few episodes back, y'all were on me about obsessing over hair. Look at you, Kyle. You have it the whole time.
Well, we start looking like, hey man, listen, all right, look, yours was pretty ridiculous. Yours was like ridiculous. Mine is exceptionally understandable.
All right, let me see.
I'm just saying, like this is that's kind of hypocritical there, Kyle.
You know what, Jay? Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth. All right, you know what? Tell you what, I'm gonna beat you up.
Next question. Okay, this is another question which I like because it's actually a person we've talked about plenty of times. Would you like to see Abigail Brand in MCU? Yes, we
Yes.
would.
Yes.
And we've all said that we think that the building of Sword is going to come after Thanos. Somewhere after Thanos.
Even though she's older, you know who I could see is playing Abigail Brand though. Even though she's an older
Elijah
actress.
Dushku. Elijah
Nah,
Dushku.
man. No, I think Kate Milgrew would play a really good Abigail Brand, even though she's older. Kate
Who's
Milgrew.
that?
Kate Milgrew, you know Captain Janeway from Star Trek.
I don't watch
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think she could. I think she could be a pretty badass because she can play a bitch, and that is what Abigail Brand is. She's,
Let me see. So, yeah, Abigail, we definitely want Abigail. I don't want them to make the Greek gods science-based. No, that's the one thing we talked about too, John. We've all said that. We don't. First of all, we don't want the Greek pantheon or any other pantheon that they add, like alien-based or anything. We want them to be the gods.
yeah.
We want them to be that. But I'm just saying, if they were to go any route, have them that they lost their powers now. They're not as powerful.
Because nobody practices. Nobody gives
Or
them
just
offerings anymore or prays to them, or they don't have oracles and stuff like that. Obviously.
Or just do like what I said with the God Butcher, like have it where Hercules is one of those. It's like there's kind of scattered, and maybe if you want to do a Hercules movie, have that be like the big threat. Have that be like the big threat, you know? It's like because Thor, it's too late because you're gonna be doing Ragnarok, so it's like it's the last movie.
Add Gorg, as the god, that'd be cool. Like, but
he's a
like
villain. Like he has a simple motivation, but he's really awesome villain. You can do him. He's like Kilgrave. Simple motivation, but just he does.
It would actually. I think it's kind of cool that you mentioned Hercules and Gore being the villain for Hercules because that could be kind of like a God of War type of setup.
Yeah.
Let's see. Brian, you say Ray Parks as Taskmaster.
That could be pretty cool.
Not bad. He doesn't do a lot of. I mean, he can speak. The last movie I actually saw him speak, I think was that X versus Sever movie. I can't.
I think he was also in the Raid movies, and I think he spoke in those.
But I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind Darth Maul as Taskmaster. All right, that'd be fine.
Let's see. I could see them doing with Carol costume like they did with Supergirl. Yeah, the way she's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when Win made that like really short midriff.
She's like, no, this is way too much skin. No, yeah. So definitely, I can see it. So, if you guys have any more questions, ask it right now because we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, it's like 1:30. And after this, I'm probably going to check on that myself.
Yeah. So, get your last questions right now, guys, and right now because we're going to wrap this up.
But before we do, I'll say this just for no kind of like kind of final words. Thank you guys for being here. This is the most we've probably had. Which I know everyone's like, wow, you guys got 360 subscribers. You guys can only get 7 viewers. Look, listen, it don't really matter as long as we get feedback. I don't care.
It's also really hard to get a high number of viewers live. A lot of people forget. A lot of people don't know that. Like it's really tough to get like a good number.
I remember the last
live.
time I did it live on my main channel. And if you're seeing like you should be seeing like polls going on the vids, guys. Like those are polls you can ask, and there's actually segmenting somebody's channel like. I think I put Jay's channel in there, so you can just look at that's his main channel. But I remember when I had over 16 people watching. I thought it was amazing. I'm like, whoa, 16 people watching my stuff, But most of the time when we get together, most of the time it's a lot different than back in the day. People used to interact more when we were doing a lot of stuff, like almost like all the time. You know?
Which we can't do nowadays because we're all busy. But we do have some ideas for videos. We still need to do the like the 2 phases, like
Oh yeah,
retrospective.
the
But
retrospective. That's
the
definitely
difference
one.
between that is we can't do it live. We're gonna have to probably do it pre-recorded because there's 11 movies there. We're all gonna be giving
Yeah, and
opinions.
also I feel like that would be better. That would be better suited to do that after Civil War, since Civil War is going to be the game changer movie.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's also guys. I have talked about actually doing where we used to do it more often, but we'll probably do it again. Is like where we really do a core Q&A session. Like we used to do that. We don't do it no more. We might get back to doing that. There
Yeah.
is a there is a weekly series on this channel again, guys, called Versus Master Twist. I just recently put up the second episode, so go over there and vote. Who do you feel? If there are 2 episodes up so far, so check those out.
Oh, and also Kyle talked to us about doing once Kyle gets his own laptop and like a more stable kind of internet, we're gonna eventually start doing a kind of a weekly kind of comic discussion series where we talk about books to read.
We're comic fans, and if you know, I do review comics on another channel, and
I review my books every week. I've actually been surprisingly consistent with my reviews so far.
Yeah, we're talking about doing another segment on here.
And also one-time things I want to do. I want to do these things for All New and All New, All Different, and Rebirth. I said this with Chris and Jeremy because we're the only ones that read modern comics nowadays out of the core, unless we get new people that want to join, but which we've talked about. But I want to do 2 videos for both like rebrandings, which is for All New, All Different. We want to do a top. I want to say 20 because Marvel has like 50 or 60 titles out at the moment. Yeah. A top 20 like most recommended for All New, All Different, and then do a discussion, like a small maybe 30-minute discussion or an hour discussion on do we think that All New, All Different was a hit or a miss? Because I think we're very much to the point now where we can kind of discuss do we like it or not. And then with Rebirth, we'll do that as well, where we'll do like I don't know how many titles Rebirth is having out. Maybe I think they have 30 or 40 titles.
They haven't released the full roster yet. But out of the ones they've teased, there's like 25. I want to say 25, 30 maybe.
Okay. So that's another thing. I know, and then there are other core members, guys. That one of them you probably are meeting in the chat. There's a couple of them there.
Yeah,
and, Brian, Ricky.
Yep.
8 those characters. The guy Malcolm you've been hearing, he's another member. Him and Kyle have been thinking about doing a series here called the Kyle and Malcolm Show, where they just talk random stuff.
Yeah. Or not Kyle show sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
Avocados at law.
Yeah. Avocados at law. But of course, there's also guys our round table where we get together and talk about the superhero stuff. We got Daredevil coming up.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna do that. We got Superman, so we're gonna do that. Superman V. We're definitely gonna do a round table for those. Jay and I, when iZombie wraps up.
When iZombie wraps up, we're gonna talk iZombie.
I'm happy to find out that iZombie got renewed for a 3rd
season.
season.
I was excited. Yep.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So there's still some stuff coming up with the core. Yes, as Kyle did say, guys, the core. I'm probably one of the last of the Mohicans in terms of the founding 3. There was only 3 of us in the beginning. The other 2 have left, and they're still they're in the the alumni group. That's how we look at it. But the core now, this is the new core, and you're only seeing a few members now. But we have talked about adding new members. But we're gonna do this time. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it properly and better than we did it before. We're not just gonna add people in there because last time we did that, we had a real debacle.
Yeah, essentially think of it like the Avengers. Crisis Cap. You got You got Kyle as Tony.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Come on, Chris.
yeah.
Come on, let me bitch slap you across the room.
Even though Kyle and me are usually the ones that butt heads, and
Yeah.
Kyle likes to say I'm the Quicksilver since I have two separate teams that
All right.
jump between.
All right. So answering these last questions, your friend Jay says I'm out. I'm gonna head out. Guess I'll see two of you on Dark Avenger, DN Nation, DA Nation. I guess he's talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, and I'm also gonna have a Q&A tomorrow about it's world's finest theme. So if you want to talk to me about Batman or Superman or both, you can check that out tomorrow as well.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Brian says, okay, just one last question. Do you think we'll get to see Iron Spider-Man? Cause I don't want to see that costume.
No, it's no. I feel like the costume we saw in the trailer is the one that Tony designed because you can
Yeah,
tell it's more high tech.
I highly doubt it that will be. They'll have that as the big reveal, and then they'll have another one.
I really don't want that
Yeah,
costume because that made Peter look like Iron Man's sidekick. I was like,
yeah, it looked like yeah.
no.
I don't want Pete to look like Tony's bitch. That's not necessary.
He even called him like it was weird in like the Spider-Man tie-ins. He called him like Dad. He's like, "Excuse me, Dad." I'm like, "What the fuck are you saying, Dad for?"
Yeah, I don't want that. It's a cool costume. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just like stick to the classic.
And also you can tell it was Tony that designed it because again, like Pete can't afford that extra crap that's on the costume now. I don't think Pete could afford a utility belt or those like lenses for lens eyes.
And he has the extra arms, the extra legs that would come out that he would use. Okay, PC Veteran says, ever read a comic? Ever heard of Read Comics Online? This is a site allows you to read comic books for free.
Kyle uses another site called I think it's Comic View, right? That's what it's called.
It's a
or View Comic. Yeah.
They do. It's a good site, but every like once a month they do that thing where they like please donate. You don't have to donate. Users will. It just takes a couple days to get like $550, but it's a good site for free. There's no viruses on it. I've never gotten a virus, so it's a good site. They got a Facebook page, so it's like legit.
And I mean, it's mostly just to use if you need to catch up. Like, we don't advocate piracy, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all. Yeah, we're not saying that, but it is.
I buy my comics, but I mean, it's hard to, when you're poor, to get caught up, and then I buy the trades and all that and the issues too. So it's not like I advocate that too. No.
Oh yeah, no. It's just to catch up because like you said, Marvel releases like 50, 60 books, and there's no way we could buy them all.
Yeah.
And hello, John. Hello, comic.com is the same way. Okay, that's another. That's another. Yeah. So I guess that's all the question, guys. Yeah, this was the Spidey trio. Once again, we want to thank everybody for dropping by, hanging out. We talked everything that came out of Spider-Man, from showing his appearance and. From his appearance in the Civil War trailer to talking about his look. We talked about casting. We talked about that Venom movie. We talked some comic books with him, guys. Once again, whenever there is more stuff in dealing with the webhead, we'll hit you with episode 3. But this week was really good because there was so much Spider-Man stuff coming out. Like, it was just like, okay, let's get it. Let's do it. And we'll try to hit you again whenever there's more, stuff coming out for Spider-Man. Not just it has to be Spider-Man. That's why it's called Spidey Trio Central. It has to be that. But we had a little Q&A at the end. But like I said, we'll definitely get a real Q&A where we're just the core. Maybe more members of the core are here, and we'll just have fun answering your questions. But like I said, you can check us out. I'm on Facebook. We're all on Facebook, actually.
Yep.
We're all on Facebook. I think we're all still on Twitter.
I'm not.
Kyle, do you use Twitter?
No, I might again, but I'm always off and on with Twitter.
Okay, well, Jay and I are still on Twitter.
Yep.
I get questioned a lot on Tumblr. The only problem I hate about getting questioned on Tumblr, everybody's anonymous, and I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
why is everybody anonymous? Like, I'm not gonna bite your head off.
Kyle versus Chris, Dawn of Spidey Heads. What the hell is this? Like, who said that?
And then of course, I just recently popped up on Instagram now, so you can find me on Instagram now.
I used to have one of those.
You should follow Holland. He posted a lot of his workout routines on Instagram. It's pretty interesting. I don't have one, but I like to follow other. I just like to look at other people's.
Yeah.
And let me see. And of course, you can follow us here. I mean, I got my channels, the Mummer and Kid. I got Mummer Kid comic review. I deleted my Real Talk channel. That's no longer around anymore. So basically, anything, if I'm going to talk anything real, will be on my main channel now. Everything will be coming back to my main channel. I think I deleted also.
Your gaming one?
Yeah, the gaming channel, that's going to be, I deleted that a long time ago. Yeah, that's going to be main channel as well. 2K14 channel, I think I deleted that too. Because that's going to stay on, that's going to stay on, yeah, that's going to stay on site. And that'll stay on main channel if everything's that. But Jay, you can find at Mr. J, his review, his channel.
Yep.
Kyle has a channel too, but he hasn't done anything yet. But
he's got to wait till he gets the computer.
I'm just going to be here probably, and that's okay because that's where I do all the work. And as the guy that I have to be here. So I mean, I'm the one that changes the status quo.
So yeah, you could find us, here or wherever. It was a lot of fun, guys, hanging out. Subscribe to us. I'm telling you, you're not gonna be disappointed for what we talk about. We're just a bunch of guys. It's like our quote. It's like our it's like our quote is saying. It's like the core has a quote that we kind of live by. Brothers, not by blood, but by bond. That's pretty much that's our quote. That's pretty much where we are, So, but other than that, as always, Jay, take us out. Take us out.
All right. Well, like I always say, once comic book geek, always comic book geek. Once a Spidey fan, always a Spidey fan. Peace, guys. Swip, swip.
Whip, whip, whip. Friendly neighborhood.